What's going on, everyone? Welcome to a Forward Progress Sunday Night Football watch along presented by Fanduel. Tonight, we got the Texans, we got the Bears. I had an interesting day today. Going to cover that throughout the entire show. Clive Bixby joining me here in the first half. Johnny from BetStamp for the third quarter. Jeff Feinberg rounds it out in the fourth quarter. Probably very happy off of another Chargers victory as they go to 2-0. Ups and downs for me over the course of today. Lost some survivor equity, lost some bad plays, won some plays, all over the place. But I have a lot of thoughts, just like I do usually on Sunday night. Also, early in this first half, we're going to go over the early lines for next week over at FanDuel, break down the games as we see them in the early going, first gut reaction. But we do have a Sunday night football game. I talked about this on Pizza Buffet this morning. Don't really have a strong opinion on this game. Seeing the market out to 6.5 at some spots. We know Keenan Allen's out. We know Rome Odunze will play. I got a few props that I'm going to fire on in this game, but they're very small. Yeah, market 6.5, minus 105, total 45.5 in this one. The challenge with this one, just from a high level, is I have no idea what Caleb Williams is. We did see a lot of quarterbacks who struggled last week struggle again this week. Players who didn't look good, like Bo Nix, like Will Levis. Now, Caleb Williams has more potential than those guys. So I'm willing to potentially take some shots tonight, which I'll get into shortly. But to start, I'm going to focus in on a couple of player props. Small amounts here, people. We're going to go half units for what I'm going to play. And let's start with DeAndre Swift. One thing that was very noticeable about Caleb Williams last week, he did not target his running backs. One running back target that entire game, it was to Swift. That was a game where they were trailing a lot to the Tennessee Titans before fluking off a miraculous win. There might be some scripted plays, some screens to DeAndre Swift tonight. But I think his receptions prop, 2.5, minus 120, is a valuable bet on the under. Again, just a little bit uncertain and going half unit here because there's a home game last week for Chicago. This will be a road game. You might see some stuff in the early going that's really easy for Caleb Williams, but I do like this under for a half unit. And sticking with DeAndre Swift, never really got it going last week. 10 carries for 30 yards in the rushing game. I like the over on his rushing prop tonight. Now, again, with all these, I suggest shopping around, get the best price, but make sure FanDuel is one of the sports books that you're betting at because we got some good prices for stuff coming out tonight. So DeAndre Swift under in the receiving game, receptions, over in the rushing yardage. And we just hope that the Bears hang around in the early going and they have to continue running the ball. In a similar vein, I hate to do this, but there wasn't much of a vertical attack for the Bears last week, even when they were trailing by quite a bit. DJ Moore's yardage looks a little bit too high to me at 69.5. Just a touch too high for what was presented in the offense last week. Not a lot of downfield shots. And again, Bears trailed for a lot of that game. So I'm going to go half unit under on DJ Moore here. Yes, I know Keenan Allen is out. I'll get to that in a second. But this number to me, still a little bit too high. And by the way, Houston can now focus on DJ Moore a little bit more in this game. That's really it from a props perspective that I like. We'll go to the touchdown market because I know people love this, and as do I. And where I mentioned you're going to want to be betting at FanDuel. If we look at the touchdown scores, keep scrolling down, Jason. Keep going. We're dumpster diving right here. We're dumpster diving with DeAndre Carter, plus 750. We're going to go anytime for like $10, and we're going to take a shot on first TD with DeAndre Carter. I really like this play. I don't think he should be priced in this range. I mean, you look at the gap from him to like even Cole Kmet, Rome Odunze's price 280. We're going to see DeAndre Carter on the field a lot more, in my opinion. So these are two markets that I really like for Flyers. Again, don't go nuts. Even if the fair price is like plus 500, which I think roughly is the fair price. It's an edge. It's not crazy. More likely than not, we lose the bet. But I think that that is a really valuable play. That's the one that stands out to me. Houston, to me, is priced really well. I look up and down the board. I'm trying to find value for Houston players. I just don't see it, like both in the touchdown market, in the regular props markets. There's nothing that really stands out. If I had to go somewhere, it would be Dalton Schultz over 26.5 receiving yards. But I want to make full disclosure that I'm not betting that. That's just the closest thing that I have to an edge. And we now see a 28.5. So it's even been bet up. Edge gone. 2 yards, not insignificant. I see a lot of familiar faces in the chat. And when I say I see them in just a chat box. I don't actually see the faces. Can't see the faces. That would be next level. Maybe one day we'll get there on YouTube. Appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Do me a solid. Smash that like button down below. If you're watching right now and you're not subbed to the channel, make sure you sub to the channel. Helps us grow this. I'm doing watch-alongs the whole year, as long as it fits into my schedule. But we will be doing one on Forward Progress this year, Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night, every single week of the season. Make sure you smash that subscribe button. Going to rip an SGP here as well. Before we do, I do want to remind you, FanDuel is America's #1 sportsbook. I'm a big fan. We use it on the show every single week now. Tons of markets, especially in real time. We've been cooking up some live same-game parlays in real time. But right now, all customers get a profit boost every single NFL game day. That means you can pump up your winnings multiple times a week. Tonight, for Sunday Night Football, the same-game parlay profit boost token. Make sure that you use that stuff. These boosts matter. They're not insignificant when you can take a parlay up to a much bigger payout. FanDuel has tons of ways you can get in on the NFL action. You can bet money line, spreads, player props, and a lot more. Super simple live betting, lightning fast bet settlement, instant withdrawals. FanDuel makes betting on the NFL easier than ever before. Visit FanDuel.com/forwardprogress to download FanDuel today. That's FanDuel.com/forwardprogress. All one word. Must be 21 plus and present in select states, or 18 plus and present in DC. An opt-in is required. The bonus is issued as a non-withdrawable profit boost token. Restrictions apply, including token expiration. See terms for all these offers at sportsbook.fanduel.com. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit fanduel.com/RG. Take responsible gaming very seriously here on Forward Progress. So if you had a bad day tonight, you don't have to chase those losses or anything like that. Just make sure you got a clear head going into Sunday Night Football. It's a long season. I didn't have a great day today. Whatever. We bounce back. So it's a very long year. Okay, I just wanted to speak to this really quickly. I'm confused. You said there would be design plays for Swift, but it said under on receptions. I said that was my worry in playing the Swift under. I think the number is good. Again, just in watching Caleb Williams' game tape last week, he did not look to running backs, period. They had nothing designed to running backs either. But I do have hesitation in the early going here that maybe they try to set up a screen for Swift or a tight end or quick wide receiver screen to get Caleb Williams some easy throws. But that was my opinion. You mentioned Komet unders earlier today. If you could buy out of that now, would you do so? I don't really buy out of plays. I mean, if you end up with a bad number, you just I personally just let it ride. I'd rather do that in almost every instance. SGP, I'm cooking up for tonight. So I don't think this is going to happen. I want to make that abundantly clear. When I look to make these SGPs, I try to do stuff and build it around a story. I don't think anyone really knows what Caleb Williams is going to be tonight, specifically. He looked horrible in his NFL debut after looking good in preseason. I think that there's a very wide range on what he could be. Houston lost 3 home games last year. One of them was not a CJ Stroud game. It was late in the year to the Browns, to Joe Flacco. That was a Davis Mills game. Or maybe Case Keenum. I think it was a Davis Mills game. Maybe both. But 2 other home games they lost were to the Colts early in the season and to the Jacksonville Jaguars as well. And if we examine those box scores, CJ Stroud went off in both of those games. Nico Collins went off in both of those games. Now, granted, Stephon Diggs wasn't there yet. It was Robert Woods. Their running backs really struggled to generate anything on the ground. So, again, make it explicitly clear. This is a flyer. It's a fun bet. But I'm going to take the Bears money line because I like the variance that this game presents. I'm going to go to CJ Stroud, alternate pass yards, 300 plus in this same game parlay. I'm going to go to Nico Collins, receiving yards, 100 plus. I still think he's the most likely to go off. You could build this with Tank Dell if you wanted an alternate as well. I wouldn't build the alternate with Stephon Diggs. I would build it with Tank Dell, and I'd maybe go down to like 80 plus, although you could try 100 plus as well. But we're going to start it with Nico Collins here, 100 plus. And we're going to go under on rushing yardage for the Houston Texans. Joe Mixon, who looked surprisingly good last week. But this is what I'm building out here. 28-1. It's a long shot. You can use your boost token on it. I know Jason's got a lot of boosts available to him because he's been
too many because I keep losing. But anyways, go Caleb Williams.
And we're just going to go for it. We're just going to take a flyer. I mean, Houston's a nasty venue for rookie. I mean, lots of venues are nasty for rookie quarterbacks. We just pray for the positive upside in Caleb Williams. Similarly, I think you can build the opposite of that if you wanted to. You take, if you think Houston is going to win by margin, I just have trouble with betting Houston to win by margin because they ended up playing so many close games last year due to, in my opinion, coaching. I'll call it soft coaching. Just not realizing that they have CJ Stroud and all these weapons and really trying to run the ball heavily. I think a lot of the game in-game management for Houston leaves much to be desired, where I don't really want to take them alt spreads. But you could build out something in that fashion where, okay, you think Houston's going to win by margin? Sure. I mean, in that instance, you're probably looking for Caleb Williams alternate pass yards over, where he's throwing late in the game. Who's he throwing to? Maybe DeAndre Swift in that type of situation where you look at some receiving yardage over, stuff like that. That's not the way I'm choosing to build this. But as you see on screen, producer Jason cooking something up right now. Do you actually have anything, Jason, tonight that you, I'll give you the floor because you haven't had much. You crave the screen time. No, you.
I love the screen time. Couple no TD bets. I think I have a little bit of Odunze under. Nothing big for SGPs. I will say, since you are in on DeAndre Carter, and I like to do these kind of crazy high odds parlay. I did first, last, anytime, which could like for DeAndre Carter, and that pays out I think like 380 to 1. Used a 50% boost on that. It's only a $5 50% boost. It's tiny, but again, I don't bet with large unit size. So yeah, did that. That's my only real fun parlay.
Not used to the large unit, huh?
No, I'm not used to the large unit size.
Probably the old 3-inch unit.
Oh yeah, the 3 is generous, Rob. If you're being honest, too short is something I hear way too often in my life, which is unfortunate. But
it happens, man. It's not all of us can be built the same way. You know?
No. I'm actually I am built the same way. Built similar, not built different, I think is the right. I don't know. Anyways.
Few things of note. If you do have access to Fanduel and you like Cole Kmet under on receptions, by far the best number in market, not even remotely close. Under 2.5 receptions is -132 at Fanduel. pretty much priced minus 145, minus 150 everywhere else. If you like DJ Moore over on receptions, Fanduel would be your spot, minus 102. Again, priced very differently across the board, minus 120 everywhere else. So those are two. If you like those markets, this would be the spot to play it. Okay, let's get Clive in here before the game starts. I know we got lots to chat about from today. Clive Bixby with some art in the background. How's it going?
It's okay. Today was a day.
Today was certainly a day. Yeah. The stash looks it looks better this week because you have like more of the the peach fuzz around. So it's doesn't look like a pure stash.
Yeah, this is more the norm. I think this is what you and the nails will see going forward.
All right. Well, it's looking better. I can't say the same for the Yankees hat, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually I'm house sitting, so today was a road game on top of it. So it's been quite a day.
Wow, we got the bots coming in already.
That was fast.
That's good. It means we're doing something right. The bots are spamming links on here. Means we're doing something right. Yeah. So I take it wasn't a great day for you today?
No, Survivor, destruction, spread, contest, destruction, just everything went the wrong way.
With Survivor, was it the Ravens or?
Part Ravens, part very, very aggressive, taking Indy in another Survivor spot. Okay.
So I ended up with 0 ownership of the Ravens, which was nice.
I wanted to, but we can get to that.
But I ended up with some ownership of the Lions, which was not nice. By the way, you want to talk about a frustrating game for Survivor? The Lions had 7 red zone trips today. They had more red zone trips than any team in the league. They scored 1 touchdown in the red zone. Like, that is the ultimate frustration right there. And this is against like a Tampa Bay team that's just so depleted on defense. Super frustrating. I at least had some exposure to the Chargers, which is nice. I have a very small amount of exposure to the Eagles tomorrow night, which, AJ Brown now. But
yeah,
God, that was frustrating. Like to avoid the Ravens and then just lose entries on the Lions. Pain. What is pain?
Yeah. I didn't get to see a lot of the Ravens game. I didn't get to see a lot of the Cowboys game. I saw Cowboys highlights. I do Survivor with a couple of other people too, and they were interested in the Cowboys, which I had 0 interest in. I'm like, no, we're not doing this. Not because I thought what today would happen, not to that range at all. But I mean, I think Carr completed like 11 passes for 250-ish yards, like some ridiculous number.
I build people who saw me build this SGP tonight, right? By the way, I'm not the inventor of building SGPs in this way, but sometimes I think it's worth it to take things that are within the realm of possibility and try to build around that. So for example, I had SGPs today with Saints alternate spreads, Saints minus 5.5, Saints minus 9.5, but I needed Carr 300 plus yards is part of those as well, because the prevailing theory is if they're going to win by margin, he's going to have to throw for a lot of yards. My loser Cowboys could not do anything in the second half to keep that game like within a couple scores. If they had, and maybe I'm not even doing a stream tonight because I'm going to win so much money. I'm just going to go off and sip champagne. I'm not going to be in any condition to do anything, but that kind of stuff is frustrating. Very frustrating,
yeah.
I will say.
Yeah. I don't think I had many of the game scripts right today at all. Lions game was super surprising to me. Not from what they did defensively. I mean, that kind of is what I expected. Indy I like Steichen, and that was probably one of the worst coach games I've seen from him so far.
Yep. But wasn't all bad. I mean, I had some ups and downs. At least I got the Raiders call correct. Spread, everything about that game was exposed to some money line as well. I mean, like the Titans loss. I've lost 2 spread bets with the Titans this year. How have they not covered it? Like Will Levis is how they haven't covered a game.
Well, yeah.
But it's it's a joke, man. Like these types of games are infuriating where you're just within the number for the entirety of the game until late touchdown, and it's exact same score both weeks. Jesus, man. Like sometimes the frustration really sets in with that stuff.
Yeah. So Bears, you think this number is a little too big? I actually kind of do too. But I do think, like, as I look through the market ratings on Houston, and are you seeing the kickoff right now?
No, I'm ahead. So I'm going to count down the play clock. 11,
Okay.
10, 9, 8, and then the snap.
Okay,
And Stroud is airing it up. Ooh, wow, got tipped. Almost picked.
Yeah, you're like
almost
15 seconds ahead of me. Can I get faster? Yes, I can. Good.
Third. Okay. I'll do it one more time just because we didn't have much there. He had a wide open receiver, but the line is Nico Collins too. But the backer dropping into coverage made a really good play.
Sanborn tip. All right. Yeah, I see that.
Okay. Play clock 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, and we got our snap. So that should be good. As they come out going pass. Very unusual, I would say, for the Texans to go pass as their first two plays of the game. Who knows what D'Amico's cooking up this week?
Yeah. Like, as I'm looking through like the market ratings and how I expect them to change this week, I mean, I've had San Francisco and KC up at the top along with the Bills. Bills is the only like NFL future I played for long term. And then it's a bunch of mishmash. And like, if you're using market ratings, Houston should be probably your fourth or fifth highest team. And I don't know that I see that. Now, I think the Bears are higher in market than they should be too, to be honest. So that's why the number's still kind of okay.
Right.
But am I alone in that? Or are you, do you have the Houston Texans up there as well?
I think the Texans are really good, honestly. But I
think they have the defensive deficiencies, which is what worries me.
Yeah. Jason's asking about some look ahead lines. We're going to get into those really shortly here, I promise. Before we do, everyone in the chat, give me a letter rating on these Bears jerseys because I have an opinion on them, but I don't know what the consensus opinion is. A, B, C, D, F, whatever grade you want to give them. I'm interested to know what the grade is.
I'm going with Clive, go first.
I like them. I don't love them. I mean, B-. Okay.
I was going C+. I like how we're on the same wavelength. You look like a highlighter, and like the orange one, not the yellow one.
You guys are going average. I think the best score. I mean, Jamil gave an A+, but I think if we're looking at the average, the average has got to be like a D here. These jerseys suck. These Bears jerseys are terrible. I hate these Bears jerseys.
I mean, I don't hate them anywhere near as much as what I saw from like the Giants last week, the Packers. I think they're terrible.
I don't like when like the third jersey reminds me of another team. And let's say I just turned on this game and didn't see the scoreboard, I would think the Bengals are playing.
Bengals, yeah. No, you're right. That's completely fair.
Yeah. Look, Takuchi said it. Just bad Bengals jerseys. I agree. I'm with you. The Bengals jerseys have more pop for one. And anyways, I'm not a fan. I don't.
Clemson on my screen.
Clemson.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Very similar as well. Houston across midfield.
Yeah, they don't seem to be having that much in terms of trouble this drive.
That's a false start. That is a false start. Go ahead.
Nope. Yeah, no, just agreeing. Yeah.
Wasn't a good day for forward progress today. So for the people who watch over the course of the week, Wednesday Best Bet show went 0-4. I took the Giants as my best bet. We record these things on Wednesday. Listen, I didn't change my opinion. As of this morning, my number was still good. But for God's sakes, Brian Daboll, you got a kicker who you add to the injury report on Saturday.
How do you not have a backup plan?
I don't understand how they did not elevate a kicker or something. I don't get it. I really don't. anyways, not that it mattered. Really, the Giants D couldn't stop any. The Washington went down the field every single time. The only thing that kept it a close game is that Washington kicked 7 field goals in the game. They couldn't score a touchdown, but just absolutely absurd. So that was that. Wednesday was rough. I mean, Hitman gave the Panther. Man, Hitman had a chance to start a winning streak. Our man went with the Panthers. Took the Panthers.
I mean, it's a bold move. I'll give him credit for that. I'll give him credit for going bold and not trying to go something a little bit like this is such an easy move to criticize when it goes wrong, when, you know, they get beat up the way that they do for the second week in a row. And if that's the way the game plays out, you're going to get crushed. He could have went in another direction and he chose not to. I kind of respect it.
I don't really respect it, I'll be honest. I mean, listen, beat the close, right? Good closing line value for Hitman on that one. God, Carolina is so bad. Really, really bad. Really bad. But
well, yeah, they're 32 and 32 in, you know, offense and defense, probably. Like, they are just a really, really awful team. I'd actually be concerned if I was the Chargers and they actually didn't do more on offense.
So they're going to go for the 56-yarder here, which nowadays, like, look where this is going to go through the uprights. Yeah. I mean, that's probably good from 65. This is nuts, man. This is, I was going to say, like, this is an insane kick, but with the percentages of 50% now, you know, what are you going to do?
Is this a ball issue?
I don't know what it is, man. I honestly just think I agree with Jeff Feinberg. Like, I think that the kicking style has just been kind of perfected now. There's
launch angle, etc.
I gotta believe something.
I can see it. I mean, why wouldn't it? But I mean, geez.
Like, producer Mason obviously has he's been doing his research. He's going to come in with a foolproof theory here on the kickers.
Juiced balls.
Juice balls.
Juice ball era? No?
The juice ball era for I mean, Roger said we got to make this game more exciting, so we're gonna juice the ball for the kicks. For the kicks. It is a different ball, right? Just for kicking.
I have no idea. No idea.
It used to be. I'm not, maybe someone in the chat can confirm, but I'm pretty sure that if you line up for like a field goal, maybe I'm wrong, but I always thought it was a different ball.
I'm pretty sure they still do that unless something changed.
I've always had a really ridiculous idea for the kicks. Dakuchi said need to make the goalpost thinner. I know there's different. I think that they should turn the goalposts into a full rectangle. I think that they should cover the top of it so that you have to kick into the rectangle. So it's like a goal. Because that would force the kickers to kick it lower from closer.
Yeah,
and you might get some
worry
blocks.
about your trajectory. Yeah,
it's getting too easy now, I think. I mean, how many missed kicks were there today? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Who missed kicks? Tucker missed one. Tucker missed one. The Bengals missed one. I'm pretty sure
they missed an extra point, but same thing.
I'm pretty sure the Jags missed one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know much more. Patriots missed one. Not too many. The Giants. I can't even deal with the Giants. I don't think the Giants missed a field goal. I don't think they attempted a field goal. I think they missed an extra point.
Since he missed the extra point, who else?
Yeah.
Is there missing Denver? I don't know. So all that said, what is the red zone conversion rate looking like this year versus last year for touchdowns? Because it really does feel like, aside from the Saints, it feels like games are scoring on the low side and not a lot of touchdowns from inside the 20.
I got to do some work into this. I subjectively feel the same way, but it might just be completely wrong.
Same. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
Quarterback play has just been so bad. I mean, what young quarterback within the last 2 years that was drafted is doing anything outside of CJ Stroud?
I can't think of one.
And nobody's taken a step forward either. So it's not like doing anything. It's just everyone's bad.
Yeah. Yep. I'm with you. But speaking of bad, forward progress crew today. People on the internet are taking notice.
Ooh.
People on the internet taking notice. Wolf of Walgreens. This is going to be the worst day of gambling in my life. the Forward Progress crew is going to have me homeless. Might end up 1-12. Now, I accept full responsibility for a bad day. We lost our best bets. I don't know how we're arriving at 1-12 here. I really have no idea. Hitman went 2-1 on the prop show alone. So I don't know where we're going 1-12. But PSA. Here's what makes me really upset. I can own losses 100%. When you give out plays publicly, you got to do that. But at the end of the day, it's on you, the bettor, to click submit on a wager. If you have enough confidence in Forward Progress every week to tail all the bets and we let you down, we own it. But at the end of the day, you got to accept some responsibility. I listen to tons of content on a weekly basis. If someone convinced me to not make a bet or to make a bet or whatever, and that decision-making negatively impacted me, it's on me. I listened. You process information, you do what you want to do. But also, let's not exaggerate the records either. Let's not exaggerate them. That's a good throw on the sideline there by Caleb Williams. 3rd and 12. That was DeAndre Carter. It's good to see him. Good to see him in the game in the early going here.
About
making an
time,
impression.
Caleb. About time.
I will throw one more thing in there. This guy's obviously being purposely obtuse with our record, but like also if you're at the point where you're going to go homeless from the bets, I don't even know if that's a joke. Just bet within your limits. Like be smarter.
Well, it's certainly a joke. I actually just looked up this guy and I've had him muted. So I don't know what the history of me and him is, but I certainly saw enough to mute him previously. Could just be trolling, whatever. But
yeah, he had all of last year to troll Hitman. I don't know why he didn't take up that opportunity, but we were doing it. Like,
yes, so, I mean, exactly. Like, it is a running joke. We all hold each other accountable, but
we definitely do.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you want me to do? And we disagree on games all the time. Like
all the time.
Hitman bet Denver. I bet Pittsburgh. But and this is not to say like, oh, okay, I got the best of Hitman, but we always disagree on stuff. Even last week, you know, for all the flack we got on Carolina, Suma was on the show saying he liked New Orleans in the game. Yeah. It's not like we agree on everything all the time. Obviously, Rams was like a bad look for Colts for sure. I mean, the Colts I kind of got the exact game I was looking for, except the Colts offense couldn't do anything.
Yeah. Listen, I told you guys in the chat early in the week, I took Green Bay team total under, which was still lucky probably to hit under 19.5 with that, goal line fumble.
Yeah.
But I mean, some of the idiocy on defense, like, what Malik Willis can do and can't do. Contain the quarterback and don't let him scramble outside of the tackles for first downs. Like it's just nuts to me.
The Packers played big boy football today. They basically came out. They had a bunch of different runs schemed up. And as the game went on, the Colts run D got a lot better. But in the early going, like if you look at the final stats of the game, Green Bay ran 51 times for a 29% success rate. But in the early going, they ran the ball really well. They had the ball for over 40 minutes today. Like they just basically got out to a lead and then played defense. Colts couldn't do anything. Which is honestly, I almost wonder about downgrading the Texans after I watched the Colts play today. Because the Texans played them tight last week.
Bears converting three series in a row here. Where, and some good throws. Not bonehead shit from Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
The most frustrating, I know we're kind of off the Colts, but the most frustrating part about the Colts was one, you talked about their defense, them knowing that they were going to run the ball every time and just being unable to stop in the first quarter. As someone who's like I'm with a group of people for a spread pool where we just do it for fun, but I was very, very pro Colts. One guy was very, very pro Green Bay. I'm like, no, you're vetoed. We're taking Colts. Yeah. So watching that with him was very, 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 very tough to do. And then on top of that, like the offense looked incompetent up until the last drive when it seemed like they were able to slice through the D with butter. Maybe there's how half he was playing, but just a frustrating game all around to watch.
Well, I particularly don't like losing games like that because the Colts were the quote unquote square side of the game, right?
Mhm.
They were the what, like public's betting the Colts, lines going the other way. So as soon as that game goes final, you get the people out in full force that are like, you bet the square side or whatever, like completely forgetting that the Chargers and Panthers happened at the exact same time where people are betting the Chargers into oblivion. The line's going towards the Panthers. Exact same scenario. Same exact scenario happens with Steelers Broncos later in the day, where public is on the Steelers. The sharp side is the Broncos, but that doesn't get talked about. It's like, oh, this one was just, I don't like that because it's very much cherry picking, but it's a good looking drive here, boys. It's a big 3rd and 9 for the Bears.
Let's get DeAndre Carter in if we can here. A little bit of, I don't think he's on the field. Never mind.
Yeah. I mean,
oh, no, he is.
There he is. Yeah.
What do we got?
Caleb's looking at him.
Caleb was going to eat a sack is what's going to happen. Caleb, like again.
Oh, good God.
Just like, you got to know. It's not quite Will Levis, like shoveling it backwards to nobody, but you got to know you're going to get pressure when you're in these situations to back them up for a longer field goal.
Yeah, and you cannot take a sack here. Like, get rid of the ball.
Not to be that guy. You can't have your left tackle not guard the edge, not block the edge rusher at all, and get absolutely smoked on the outside. You just can't have that as
but it happens to it happens to so many teams in there.
I guess fair.
Another 50-yard field goal looks like right down the pipe.
I'm not biased at all about this game.
That hit the camera. I was wondering what that hit. Yeah, not biased at all in the game.
I was at the double doink game against the Eagles, the playoff game. I still have a little PTSD from that.
I can imagine how anyone could have PTSD from that. I can surely imagine that. All right, next week's games are up. Thursday Night Football this week, which I'll be live on air for, is the Patriots at the Jets. Patriots are 6.5-point dogs right now. Totals 38.5. I got to tell you, I'm not impressed by the Jets at all. And I'm kind of coming around on the Patriots. I just don't know if I'm being fooled just this yet. But New England now, their win against Cincinnati looks a hell of a lot better. After Cincy almost beat KC today. They played Seattle tight today. Granted, they still can't pass the ball, and that's a concern. They had like 125 net yards passing today. I don't like the Jets. I really don't like the Jets.
I don't either. I mean, it feels like asking a lot to have the Jets beat anybody by margin, and especially with the Patriots. I'll say that they're competing, right? Like, they're not beating themselves. I think that's what I would probably say most so far. Brissett's occasionally extending a drive with his legs, but they're not beating themselves. That's all I can say about them. But the Jets don't look good either. Like, I know you have Aaron Rodgers, and that's the name on the jersey, but it's not really Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I think rest spots are often overrated in sports, but this is the Jets' third game in 10 days right here. That's a lot of football. And listen, people can keep telling me how good Aaron Rodgers looks. It's not like they're lighting anything on fire offensively. They really aren't. The Jets' offense is not great. Again, today, 4.7 yards per play. It's fine. I'm not suggesting, but like +2 turnover margin to win the game today. And that game completely flipped on that Levis fumble. Completely flipped.
Yeah. Tennessee's defense is probably on the good side, but not like world beating or anything like that. Like, the Jets just are incredibly, incredibly unimpressive to me. What is the total?
38.5. Yeah. Also, like, of note for the Jets today, Jermaine Johnson and CJ Mosley both got injured. So, I do believe this. I do believe the Patriots will fizzle out fast. There's only so long you can go with just pounding the rock and having success. But the Jets so far haven't showed the ability to really stop the run.
That's what I was going to say. Like, if you have this perception that the Jets are this strong defense against the pass and the run, they've been weak against the run since late last season, if I'm remembering correctly, too. They can be beat.
I'm with you. I don't know what I'm going to do here yet. I have to think more about it, but I'm going to tell you my first reaction is I would have loved a Patriots 7. Really would have liked that. But the Patriots, to me, are a feisty team right now. I mean, like this, how did the Titans do it? I even forgot that this play happened. The blocked punt. I'm not buying the Jets yet. I still think Bob Saleh is a goof. I think Nathaniel Hackett's a goof. I have zero interest in laying that number. Zero right now.
I actually have a little bit of interest at the under and even at 38.5.
Yeah, I could totally see that. I mean, the Patriots, we know what they're going to do. They're running the ball. That's going to be the MO of this team. Run the ball, play defense. Over time, you saw the Seahawks offense start to win as the game went on. I mean, Seahawks had a 49% success rate today. 312 yards through the air. I mean, the reality is Seattle couldn't run and they should have abandoned it. I wonder if the Jets are going to employ that same game plan. Probably will. Run the ball, not abandon it quick enough next week, if I had to guess.
Now, do you think that's a function of McDonald and what he wants his team to be doing?
That's a good question. He is a DC by nature, so I was interested this year to see how the offense was going to play out. New offensive coordinator there as well. Hard to say. I mean, Seattle got the benefit of starting Denver, New England to start this year. We'll get to their game afterwards, but that might be a team that maybe is looking better than they actually are. But Sunday slate, is this a battle of 2-0s, Chargers and Steelers? I think it's a battle of 2-0s, right?
It is.
We got early line is at Fanduel is Pittsburgh laying 2.5, total 37.5. Chargers are staying on the East Coast. We've already heard that ad nauseum this week. They didn't have to do anything
down
today.
A point, and we didn't even say anything. It's already down to 36.5.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Okay, so Steelers have a pretty solid defense. They've also benefited from Kirk Cousins' first game back from an Achilles and Bo Nix today, right? Like, I don't know what we can read into that game. I think the line is okay, but I subjectively lean Chargers in this game.
Yeah, I do too. And while I want to say this total is low, it's just, I don't think it is. You have two teams that are going to want to run the ball. And Justin Fields, by the way, I mean, he did throw one beautiful dime on a play that got called back. Yeah,
that was like the best throw he made in his life down the sideline there.
I mean, an absolute miracle, but he's not a good quarterback. I don't know what their yards per play and their success rate was today, but I had that game on with the Chiefs on for most of the day because the Cardinal or the late games, because the Cardinal game turned into such a MHJ blowout show
right
quickly. That was hard game to watch.
I'm going to have some interest in the Chargers, I think, here. I mean, Patrick said it here, but dream teaser, that's right. Do we know about Herbert? That's a good question because he was banged up, 4th and 1. Wow, D'Amico went for it. Yeah.
Good play call. I like it.
Yeah.
Not a Bear fan, but
I'm a big fan. They had the balls, got it done. Herbert went to the medical tent, but then came back out. I suspect he's just going to be dealing with injury like for the entire year. That's what I see with Herbert right now with the foot. But the Steelers offense again today, the Steelers and Mike Tomlin are very good at doing what it takes to hang. And today they got the lead and then they just trusted the defense. But they ran the ball 33 times. They had a 21% success rate running the ball. They averaged 4.3 yards per play. against the Broncos. Like, let's call it out for what it is. I know people are going to praise Fields all week. That's going to be a talking point. Yeah, exactly. The defense has won them 2 games, and he just hasn't turned the ball over. That's fine. But, yeah, I don't know. I already see myself betting the Chargers. Shivering just thinking about it. Although it might be a new look Chargers.
My early read on Mayo as the coach of New England is he's going to have games like Tomlin does with the Steelers.
Yep.
Like he's going to have this like narrow range of outcomes. You're not likely to see his teams get incredibly blown out, but you're also not going to see aggressiveness and taking big leads either. Like these games are probably just always going to be close.
You know, I really used to rag on Tomlin a lot, and I still think that he has some major in-game deficiencies, but that defense consistently year to year, and obviously they have a game wrecker in TJ Watt. Like, don't get me wrong. Joey Porter Jr. has turned into a, solid corner. They have some piece, Alex Highsmith. Like, they have players, don't get me wrong, but he gets those teams up. I see Jim Harbaugh, as very similar, like players coach, motivator. We're going to win by like out-toughing the other team. And when you get those 2 teams colliding, for one, I want the better quarterback. And for 2, I want the points. Generally.
Yeah, for sure. They're floor raisers from coaches. Like they're not going to be guys that help like elevate an offense and get a lot of points on the board. And maybe they're not going to beat the greatest of teams, but they're going to get the most out of what their teams are. And they tend to play pretty solid.
Mike Bauer in the chat, I think you're confused. It's not a road game for Pittsburgh. It'll actually be their first home game. They went road. The classic handicappers will tell you it's a letdown spot. For who? I don't know, because both teams are 2-0. But believe me, Clive, it's a letdown spot. We'll skip over Bears.
Well, the
Colts.
Ravens did not want to go 0-2 today. That's what I heard. The Ravens absolutely do not want to go 0-2.
They're going to be motivated to win the game because they lost the first game of the year. And these teams know if you go 0-2, you only make the playoffs like 5% of the time, something like that. So super motivation, like the other teams don't care, right? Obviously the Raiders didn't care about the game either. Yeah. Bears Colts will skip. Bears are in action right now. Texans Vikings will skip, although that's going to be an interesting handicap. I almost kind of want to talk about it a bit, but it is very dependent on the outcome tonight. Like Houston was probably going to be like a 3.5 point favorite in that game. I'm not sure that happens anymore unless Houston just blows out Chicago tonight. And I'm not sure it even can happen anymore. Like Minnesota with Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson left the game, but said after the game, he's going to be fine. Like a thigh bruise or something. KOC is coaching that team like through the roof right now. It is such a good, they dominated the 49ers today.
This is 2 years in a row, too. Flores has done a really good job against that offense. Last year, they were 7-point dogs, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, and they won with Kirk Cousins. Today, they did what they did with Sam Darnold. I almost called him Sam Bradford. I don't know why.
Very different player. Very different.
But KOC is doing a very, very good job, and so is Flores.
Well, you think about last week, Purdy, now granted, San Fran was at home last week to the Jets, but the Jets weren't generating pressure in that game against the San Fran O-line. Today, Minnesota was generating pressure, man. They recorded 6 sacks, and it could have been way more. Purdy was under fire. Like, that is a very well-coached football team, and they are, I know it's 2 weeks, and we got to, like, sometimes we got to pump the brakes on some stuff. And this might sound completely idiotic by year's end. I wasn't fully buying the Vikings as a playoff team. Maybe improved, but the division is live for the Vikings right now. It is very live because the Lions have played 2 home games where they look like dog shit against 2 defenses that were badly beat up, two teams that were badly beat up. They scraped out an OT win. They lost to the Bucs at home today. Like, there's a lot going on here. I saw a flag in the secondary here. I'll be interested to see what this is on the Nico Collins touchdown. But Minnesota's live. Very live. Going to take a look at this flag.
That looked down towards the sideline. It might have just been the angle I was looking at too. So I don't know what happened.
It's going to stand. It's going to stand as a TD. This offense can be so prolific.
Yeah.
Nico Collins is a top X receiver in the NFL. When I say X, I mean like number. Give me the number range, not yeah.
Uh-oh.
I don't like playing this game. This is a bad game to play.
He's really good though.
This is a very bad game to play. I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me on the record as giving a number so that we can play this back later on in the year. I'm onto your tricks.
So I tend not to do that. What I do is tiers.
Okay.
And the guys that I would look at a tier above him off the top of my head immediately are Tyreek Hill and Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I'd have to look down, kind of team by team and think about it a little bit more. Nobody else is really coming to the top of my mind. I think Nico Collins is in that next tier.
I agree. I think he's a top 10, maybe, unless I'm missing someone.
It's definitely in the top 100. I'll tell you that. I can guarantee you he's a
bold.
top 100. I think Jamar Chase at full health is in that category as well. Doesn't look the same right now, but yeah.
Took a bad penalty today too.
Oh my God, what a goof. I mean, I don't know how the people I'm all over the place here tonight, and I'm very aware of it. But as these things get brought up to me, I start to lose it. People get really upset that the Chiefs get these calls, but they are real calls. Like the DPI late in the game.
That was bad.
It's bad. It's very. I'm watching in real time. I'm like, that's pass interference. What are you gonna do? I don't know how they always get the call late in the game, but these are penalties. It's a legitimate penalty. Like, enough with the it's scripted. Chiefs get the team commit another penalty on them. What do you want to do? What do you want me to do?
That's a mental breakdown. I mean, you cannot have that happen, especially on that throw where the receiver's got to make him make a play. You already know that I'm not going to say that they're looking to throw a flag, because that's not the case, but you know that there's a history of Kansas City getting those calls anyway. Don't put yourself in a position for that to happen.
Yep, I'm with you. I'll keep it moving along here. The Giants are going to Cleveland next week. Spread right now looks like, I lost my 6.5 minus 115 at Fanduel. Pretty consistent across market. Actually, there are some 7s out there right now. So market is a little bit split. Total 38.5. Man, these totals are really suppressed, and I can't blame it now.
39 was going to be my guess on the total, and 7
is the Giants' defense like ever good enough to have a total this low?
It just has to be a lack of confidence in Cleveland, I think, being able to put the ball in the end zone. I would have a significant Giants team total under instinct going off in my head right now.
Well, the problem is, so Cleveland's offense looked better today. Not like world beating, but Deshaun Watson, even without his tackles, more time to throw. That might be more of an indictment on Jacksonville. The Browns committed 13 penalties for 100 yards. They went 2 of 14 on third down. They still managed to win the game. It was a very average offense, I will say. But the Giants,
it's an offense as good as the Commanders.
The Giants didn't force a punt today. Washington did not punt. I don't like.
So that's part of what I mean too about like teams not being able to find the end zone, because like you said, they were down the field every single drive and they couldn't find the end zone. I think that's because quarterback play, obviously, but
I feel like we're getting in. I feel like Cleveland, anyone can score on the Giants right now because the secondary is so bad. Cleveland can go 3 wide and have success. Elijah Moore early in the game today had a lot of success. 3rd and 4th throwaway for Caleb Williams. But I feel that's too low for the Giants. I really do, because I think you could get into a game state here where the Giants now have to be pretty aggressive on offense. And whether that's going to work out for them, I don't know. Okay, go for it.
Meaning like a Cleveland team total over too. Like if you feel like if you feel like it turns into like a Vikings Giants week 1 game, you'd easily go Cleveland team total over.
Yeah, I feel this is a little bit suppressed of a total because of the Giants' final score today, which in my opinion was not indicative of how easily those offenses moved down the field. Someone on the Giants fumbled across midfield on like the first play of the 3rd quarter as well, or first drive of the.
Who was it?
I think it was. Who was it? I'm trying to remember if it was a reception or if it was just a run on the outside. I'm pretty sure it was Singletary. I'm almost certain it was Singletary. I don't know what's going on, but my gut feel is that this total should start with a 4 and not a 3. And I'm aware of how good Cleveland's defense is, people. It's so good that they score points as well and contribute to totals. At least they did a ton last year at home. That's my first reaction to that game. But I mean, I don't think I'm laying 7 with Cleveland. I don't think I am.
If you forced me to take a side, I would take Cleveland, but I don't. Like, that seems just like the right number. Like I said, I would have made it probably 7.
Well, here's my question to you. Do you think the Giants are one of those teams that's so bad that the market has not caught up to how bad they are yet? Like, Carolina is one of those teams, in my opinion. Like, they might be historically bad. They could be power rated at like 10 points worse than a league average team, a -10, and that might still not be enough. They are with Bryce Young, they are terrible. He is horrendous quarterback. They ran the most vanilla offense today, and he couldn't execute it anyways. They're bad. Are the Giants one of those teams? Like, where are the Giants ranked in market right now? What was the unpredictable rating today?
-4 or 5, probably.
Yeah, -5. Are they a 5? Or could they be that much worse? I'm inclined to say that they're probably a -5.
I think them and the Commanders are both probably around the same. I think they're probably both around -5.
God, what a painful loss today. How do you not have a fucking kicker? You don't have a kicker ready to go? Like, the Giants are not worse than the Broncos. I'll tell you that right now. Giants, Broncos, neutral field. I'm sorry, I'm taking the Giants. Bo Nix is useless.
The only time I saw him move the ball at all was at the end of the game in the prevent defense, and that was it. And they still couldn't get in the end zone. So yeah, I think Denver is for sure worse offense.
Mm-hmm.
Defense, I'm unsure of. They're an even. I think I have them pretty close to even, I would say.
Yeah, the luster is really starting to come off of Brian Daboll, I'll tell you that, for where he was a couple years ago. Night and day with that organization. Eagles and Saints, I'd love to talk about that too, but let's go through games that are actually lined or widely available, because Eagles game tomorrow is going to impact that. Saints, man, holy shit, you got to upgrade the Saints. They've scored on every possession this year. They have scored on every single possession this season. That is unreal through 2 games. The offense is upgraded so much with just a new OC.
So tell me more about you're a Cowboy fan. Talk me through the Dallas defense a little bit and how this happens. Is it just because they're having a hard time stopping the run? They're not getting the same pass rush they got last year? A big combination of both?
A lot of boomer bust cornerback play for sure. You can clearly see guys get beat over the top it didn't even seem like they expected Carr to air it out on them. I don't know. It's one game, and listen, there's bad games, but this has been a tendency for the Cowboys. You look back to the Packers game in the playoffs last year. There's been a few other games where it just doesn't even look like the same defense. I don't really know what to make of it. Saints might end up being really solid, as much as I didn't think that was going to happen going into the year. Now, is next week going to be the time to bet them? I'd imagine you're going to see a huge adjustment on them. Huge. Betting market will adjust them big time. Like, there's no way that there would be, going into this week, if the games were played this week, Philly's easily -3.5, -4 at New Orleans next week. I highly doubt you're going to see that number north of 3. Even if the Eagles blow out the Falcons tomorrow night, I don't think you're seeing that number north of 3, personally.
No, and it probably shouldn't be either. Eagles are still I still need to see more out of their defense to understand what they are, because last year they were horrendously bad against the pass. And then last week, what we saw in Brazil, it's really kind of hard to see what's what there. It looked like he got both in.
I feel like based off of like how Green Bay looked today, it's tough to kind of take anything away from that Brazil game, if that makes any sense. Like, the field was just a mess. Like, I thought Green Bay's deal was a lot worse. And like, they looked pretty good against the Colts. Like,
and then you're going to see tomorrow night Eagles offense without AJ Brown as well. Like, I don't really know that you're going to know what the Eagles are. The Bears challenge this. What is this challenge? Am I like Eberflus? Did I miss something watching this replay? Seemed pretty clear that it wasn't even remotely close.
Not at all. To the point where I was shocked that they showed the play again on TV. I didn't even see the fact that somebody, that the challenge thing was on screen.
Okay.
Eberflus and this coaching staff, not it.
I'm not an Eberflus guy. I'm not.
No.
I'm not just saying that because of this play in particular, but I'm not an Eberflus guy. Speaking of lines that I never thought I would see, Tampa Bay is a 6.5-point favorite at home next week to the Denver Broncos. The total
that might not be enough.
You know what? Like, Tampa they've overcome a lot of defensive injuries to start the year. I feel, oh my God, man. The Broncos are unbettable for me. I'm putting them into the same category as the Panthers right now. Panthers are bettable if they start Andy Dalton at some point. As long as Bryce Young's there, not bettable. Broncos with Bo Nix, not bettable. I mean, what Sean Payton today too? Like, what the fuck were they doing at the end of that game?
Did we ever get an answer like that? Was there something that we missed, like from a rules perspective, to like
they had
not
the
onside kick there?
Well, okay, the onside kick, I have no idea what, like, absolute brain damage, not onside kicking that, but also the fourth down, they kicked the field goal to make it 13-6. Like, do you think your offense is getting anywhere close to the end zone again? Like, you have to go for the touchdown there, even if it ends the game. If you don't get it, just end the game. Like, you go for the touchdown. You're playing in Mile High. You somehow can get the ball back and try like a 65, 70 yarder instead of, I don't understand, man.
Yeah,
I really don't get.
It was backwards thinking, completely backwards thinking.
He's in, I get it. He's hampered with Bo Nix, but he was part of like wanting to get Bo Nix, wanting to draft him. So it's on him just as much. I cannot deal with, I feel like this is going to get bet to 7. Am I out to lunch? Like, no. Who the hell is who the hell was betting Carolina this week? I don't know, but it seems like,
Hitman.
Oh, sorry, Hitman. But the Bucks were garbage today. The Bucks were garbage.
No,
the Bucks
went
good. Baker had some good plays, but overall,
got sacked 5 times.
Got sacked a bunch. 4.6 yards per play on offense. Here's the Tampa Bay targets today. Oh my God, Stroud, that is unreal, man.
When is Nico Collins ever not open? When is he ever not open?
But like, this is just next level. It's next level all around, next level offense. Because it's one thing to have the escapability, but it's also like another to be still looking downfield, hit your receiver in stride, like just really, really good.
There was a guy in college I watched last year who was able to do that.
Caleb Williams?
Yeah. Yep.
This is the show, Jason. This is the show. All right.
It's unfortunate. Yep. We're at a different level now, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
This isn't rookie on Madden. Like,
Yeah, it's a very different story. Baker Mayfield today, targets. Chris Godwin, 8 targets. Mike Evans, 6. Jalen McMillan, 2. Cade Otton, 2. That's it. They won the game 20-16. He has eyes for Godwin and Evans every week. That's it. It should be easier, but he's elusive. Like, how many times, I know he took 5 sacks today, but how many times in the first 2 weeks of the season has that guy been dead to rights? Mm-hmm. And, like Drunken Goon says this, right? Tampa Bay was sick on third downs. They were last week. They were last year. They were 2 and 10 on third downs today. 2 of 10. I look at the box score. I don't even know how they won the game, but they did. And
one broken play, like the broken play, I think that was to Godwin.
Yeah. And the Lions just like Jared Goff pissing all over himself for the majority of the game. Like, what is that guy doing through 2 weeks? So my only concern here is that it feels like we're buying Tampa Bay high because they're coming off a really shit game, in all honesty. But the Broncos could just be a catastrophe.
So it's interesting. You have me thinking of a couple of angles to start looking at more often with some of these like really bad quarterbacks that can't move the ball at all. And it's alt numbers, like especially if you're going to do single game parlays, like against the Broncos, against the Panthers, potentially against the Giants and the Redskins, the Commanders, based on, who they're playing. But I think those are all live going forward.
Yeah. I all I know is this. I don't know where the number is going to go, in all honesty. The market, I'm just being completely upfront and honest with the audience. I did a bad job this week of getting numbers. I did a bad job. I mean, didn't get great CLV, didn't get great performance. Got to be better. I don't know what the market's going to do early in the year, but Denver took money today. I don't get it. I don't get them coming off of 3. Personally, this isn't results based. I just think that they're that bad. And I can understand wanting to fade the Steelers, whatever, but Denver is that bad. And I'm going to be in the same boat next week. Like, you will not get me to put my money on Bonex next week. You will not. It's just not going to happen. And I don't know if Peyton is going to be willing to pull this guy, but that's what makes the game interesting, because Jarrett Stidham's the backup there. And he is, in my opinion, more than serviceable. I would say he's an upgrade to Bo Nix immediately.
He's an upgrade to Bo Nix. I'm trying to think of how many points, and I'm trying to think of a scenario.
Like if we're watching a live game and Bo Nix, Sean Payton walks over to him and says, "Take your helmet off. You're sitting down." Yeah. I'm live betting the Broncos right away with Stidham, because I'm so confident that he's an upgrade. But I don't want to be against the Broncos when that eventually happens, because it's going to happen in a game.
Yeah.
And you're going to lay it with another team, and you're going to be like, fuck, like my bet is cooked. But I'm not doing the Broncos. That experience is not for me. Not at this price. Not at this price.
Is there anything appealing about the Broncos? Like, is their defense appealing enough? Is it?
No.
I can't judge them
against. Got cooked today. Like, Pickens destroyed Surtain today.
Yeah. I can't even play devil's advocate with them. I just can't. Like, there's just nothing there.
All right. We'll keep it moving to the Malik Willis revenge game. Maybe. By the way, okay, so this number, Tennessee is favored by 2.5 at home at Fanduel. That would be, I think right now, if you wanted to play Green Bay, it'd be best price in market on Green Bay right now. The total is 36.5. I said if you want to play Green Bay, because I'm not going to be the one that wants to play Green Bay. I think the Titans, I despite the fact that I've gone 0-2 betting them, I'm going to die on the hill that the Titans are underrated. if they can avoid making catastrophic mistakes, like don't get a punt blocked in a game. Is it that hard? This is the NFL. Like, do not have like a completely worthless, dumbass turnover. Is it that hard? Like, the Titans have the book on Malik Willis if he starts. They cut this guy. I know that, like, I can't even look at this play. It's
mind-blowingly stupid. And Jacobs is not going to be able to run all over the Titans the way that he ran today.
We got the comments of, he can't trust Levis not to do something crazy. This doesn't factor
third
in
time's
Levis.
the charm, man. Maybe he'll be fine. It's week 3. Like, hope is not an effective strategy.
How have they had 2 punts blocked in 2 games? I don't know. I honestly couldn't tell you. But they're winning the box score. They dominated the Bears last week. Like, the reality is they dominated the Bears last week. Today, I mean, pretty close to even game. If you were just looking at the box score between Tennessee and the Jets, you probably would have thought that the game was a coin flip, and it kind of was, but the 2 turnovers did them in. Really did. My issue is Will Levis can't run this passing offense. He can't. Like, this whole, like, spread it out and throw. They can't. He's not the guy. I know what Callahan wants to do, but Levis ain't the guy that's going to do that right now. He's just too brain dead to do that.
It's a bad scene watching him in the decision making. Like, I would
like, is there a Mason Rudolph chance? Mason Rudolph for the Titans? That would be a way easier decision for me. I'll tell you right now. Can it happen? Because I saw Callahan walk over to Will Levis after that fumble today and basically say to him, like, if you read lips, he said, I believe, what the fuck are you thinking? Or what the fuck are you doing?
What the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
what the fuck are you doing? Like, he was so, like, his mind was absolutely blown. And like,
let's see if we could get this. Hey, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, like,
what's like, that's what I say to somebody, like, when I'm driving and, like, they don't either put on a blinker or they cut me off. Like, it was like that kind of, like, stupidity in his. I felt bad for Callahan. I mean, I still do.
It's one thing to run all over the Colts. DeForest Buckner got hurt again. Colts front 7, I mean, they got bullied around. The Titans front 7 is good. Like, I actually think they have one of the more underrated defenses in the league.
I think so too. Levis is a bad Winston. I think that's actually a pretty fair comment. I mean, he's got a little bit more upside and he's got a little bit more accurate of a deep ball, but I mean, like, his brain galaxy brain dead shit is just like,
yeah,
nuts.
Like, their O-line sucks, but lots of O-line suck in the league. At some point, you got to be able to do something. And God, just don't make the catastrophic mistake. I will see myself probably betting the Titans next week at under a field goal.
You know who would probably be a great quarterback for the Titans? There's 2 people I have in mind. One's a pretty easy one to go.
One is Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, that's one. 2, Jacoby Brissett. Like, I think he would be perfect for that. That offense. But
like, you look at what. I don't think they got this push on the quarterback sneak, by the way. 4th and 1 on their own 39. If they punt here, just send Eberflus to the glue factory, excuse me. But like, if you look at the Titans offense has been way better than the Steelers offense this year, but Justin Fields hasn't made the catastrophic turnover that we're accustomed to. Oh man. I got lots of warnings here. I really, really don't think the Titans should be 2-0. They should be. Yeah. And what is the price in this game? I think they got it here. I think he got the first.
It looks like he got it.
They should be 2-0. Like, what is the price in this game if the Titans are really 2-0? It's north of a field goal. It really
Yeah, I was
is.
going to say 3.5 or 4. Probably 3.5.
Green Bay, I mean, I don't know what the closing price was. I want to say it was 2 or 2.5 today, but they closed 2.5 at home.
Green
And now
Bay, 2.5.
They're going to, I don't know. You are what your record is when it comes to making the playoffs. You aren't what your record is when it comes to betting games. That's
yeah.
Okay. Wow. Real. Wow. How many 4 o'clock games we got next week? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Roger went from 3 today to 5 next week. Okay. Good 4 o'clock slate. Except for this one. It's the Raiders and the Panthers next week. Raiders at home to the Panthers. This is like the exact same as Bucks Broncos in my brain. It does feel like that same game in my brain.
Another
7.
30s total.
Yep. 7 and 37.5.
Oh my God, that's the worst screen. Jesus.
But let me preface this by saying I don't really buy into the look ahead lines, right? Inefficient market, whatever. But I'm curious what the look ahead was in this game. Like Raiders -4, -4.5.
Is anybody in the chat know? Because I actually don't know.
I'd be interested if anyone in the chat knows. We talked about this in the Forward Progress Group Telegram chat today. That's private right now. But I was talking with TA about this. The number has to be 7. You can't. That's what and this is where we got it. They say Vegas 4.5. Thank you, Hef.
Okay.
Thank you, Milf Hunter. Much appreciated. How is this not 10? Max Crosby will be in the backfield on every play. Yeah, I mean, the Raiders offense finally came to life today when they were trailing by a bunch against the Ravens. It seemed like that was exactly what they needed. Prior to that, last week against the Chargers, nothing. First, I want to say 60% of this game today, nothing. If you think I trust the Raiders laying 7 points with that offense, it's like, can I just cross the game off my board? Like, what am I going to do here?
Yeah, I think that's the best way not to make a mistake. Maybe some Devontae Adams overs. I don't know. Like,
I mean, but the Panthers are so bad. Like, they can't move the ball. They're incapable of moving the ball.
And it's not going to be against, and not that the Raiders defense is, I'll use the term used before, world beating or anything, but I mean, it's not like that's where it's going to happen. Oh my God, Chicago, come on!
They have game records. The Raiders defense was, it's held up through 2 weeks. They've played Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson. You could say what you want about those teams. Sure, the Chargers don't have like a lot of outside weapons. The Ravens O-line is not great, but they've played Justin Herbert and Lamar Jackson, and they've been in both games. And they've shut, I don't want to say shut down those offenses, but they've limited those offenses. Sure. And the Panthers
Bryce Young is not gonna solve anything. Like it's just gonna get worse and worse.
The thing is
so bad for that team.
Is Dalton a realistic possibility next week? Because like how much longer? Oh wow, Caleb, throw the ball, dude. Oh my God. Guy's got to learn to fucking throw the ball. I mean, listen, he's under pressure, but fuck, man.
Okay, I didn't know this was possible, but the O-line for the Bears is worse than the USC O-line was last year. I know that sounds shocking, but I mean, what are we doing here?
It seemed like quarterback's got to get the ball out of his hands a little bit quicker than that. This ain't USC no more, Jason.
Yeah, I'm not saying he had a chance to make a positive play there, but it didn't have to be as negative as it was either.
Yeah.
I'm doing the rewind. This is just crazy.
Caleb Williams' trajectory is heading towards Bryce Young right now. Not saying he's going to be Bryce Young, but
that's so disingenuous to him. Shane Waldron is literal ass. And I said this the second I watched the first preseason snap I watched of this team, I said this offense is going to be dog shit. Yep. Shane Waldron is a fraud. Matt Eberflus fraud. Get these guys out of here.
I don't disagree with you.
Last year,
I don't disagree with you. Quarterback.
I'm going to go with. I think it's Eric Eager. I got to give credit to, who was the highest correlation to success relative to college was pressure to sack ratio.
Yes. Yep. Which is, I mean, Jaden Daniels. That was the knock on him coming out this year, and so far he's been able to evade. But Bucks defense, Giants defense. We can talk about that shortly as well. But we'll keep it moving. Also in the late window, curious, let me just make sure that there's actually a lineup on Seattle, Miami. There is. So Seattle is a 6.5 point home favorite to Miami. Totals 41.5. Seattle's catching all the breaks. They got Bo Nix, they got the Patriots offense, and now they're going to get Skylar Thompson. Now,
they're the opposite Titans in terms of, I think, kind of like what their results are versus what they've kind of shown.
Yes.
They're running over expectation.
Is serviceable. Don't get me wrong. Like, hopefully G-Stack George is not listening to this tonight. Tua's not good. Like, I'm just going to forget about the concussion. I've soured on Tua in a big way. He's just not good. He's not. I think that there was a significant drop-off from Jordan Love to Malik Willis today. Malik Willis had to do nothing. I mean, what did he finish with in terms of total yardage today? How many attempts did he even have in the game?
I think 15 for about
12 of 14. Okay, efficient game, 12 of 14, 122. Didn't have to do anything.
No, he threw one jump ball to Romeo Dobbs, it wasn't a duck, but it certainly wasn't a great ball either, and DB just did not make a good play on it. I don't think Skylar's that bad.
I like Seattle's offense. I like them when they get into when they're passing the ball. Like, Geno looked very good at times today. They just, I don't know, they feel the need to mix in these running plays every now and then, even when it's not working. Now, I know last week they rode their running game in the second half. Today, they had nothing on the ground. Like, Zach Charbonnet, 14 carries, 38 yards. The success rate must have been, Geno had 5 carries as well. Let me just take a quick look at the success rate on the ground for Seattle. It's horrible. They couldn't run the ball, but they can pass it. They got more defensive injuries today. Boye Mafe left the game. Jerome Baker got hurt. Someone said under. I kind of lean over in this game.
What's the number? I didn't even get to see the number.
The number was, I believe we pulled up 41.5. I don't know. How are we already at this point? It's a third week of the season. Why are there so many shit quarterbacks?
It started it feels like it's getting worse and worse. So as people retire and leave the league, they're not getting replaced by anybody that's any good whatsoever. So this was one of the things that I was going to bring up, whether it's here or in another setting. It's like, is part of the problem the disservice of starting these quarterbacks right away? Is that really helping? Or should we just expect literally nothing the first year? But we're not seeing these second-year guys make any jumps either. So
no,
it's
not.
Again, it's only week 2. It feels like either you're a good starter near out of the gate like a CJ Stroud, or you're just not. Like,
yeah,
who are the guys that have gotten better year 3 and year 4 of starting? I mean, maybe Baker Mayfield, like after he left Cleveland.
Well, Mayfield was like nursing a shoulder injury in Cleveland. I do recall
last year.
Yeah, and he threw like a lot of ducks downfield, and his decision making was bad. And he still has a penchant to do that every now and then, but he's not the same quarterback.
No, he's making a lot less negative plays.
Anyone in the forget about. Let me rephrase this. Like, the Kansas City Chiefs fans wouldn't take Baker Mayfield as their quarterback because they have Patrick Mahomes. But like, most of these teams that have middling quarterback play, your fan base would love Baker Mayfield because he can throw the ball. He'll take a sack here and there. He'll do some stupid shit, but he's way better than a lot of these bums. Way better.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm going to predict, because I've seen this song and dance before. I'm going to predict Miami's going to take money in this game. I'm not saying it's the side I like, but these backup quarterbacks, when they start, they always take money. They do.
I think it's more likely to close 5.5 than get to 7.
I agree with you. If you're betting early, and I believe that the valuable side right now is Miami. I really do. Keep it moving along here as we got how much time we got left in this Houston game. We're under 4 minutes left. So let's try to get into as many games as we can here. Lions at the Cardinals. Holy fuck, did the Cardinals put a beating on the Rams today. So Lions -3, -110 on the road. Totals 51.5. So this is where we have to make the call of if is the Lions offense broken? Amon-Ra St. Brown hurt today. We don't know what his status is going to be. They've played 2 home games, as I mentioned, against the Rams. Big defensive injuries throughout that game. Against the Bucks, big defensive injuries in the secondary. And they haven't done anything. This line is Cardinals have been upgraded big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
I kind of like the under off the top of my head.
Yeah.
51.5.
That's a big number for the offense that we've seen so far this year. I just really struggle envisioning stops in this game. I really do. I mean, Arizona, the offensive output last week against Buffalo is a little bit misleading. Points-wise, they put up a bunch, but I thought they were really inconsistent. Today, they just dominated. Marvin Harrison
Well,
Jr.
they got off to a positive game state, 2 touchdowns immediately.
So I wouldn't rush to bet Detroit because I do think that if St. Brown is injured, I would have to look through this a little bit more. You could get a better number here, but it does feel like a valuable bet on Detroit right now. It does. I mean, they have a good OC. Their quarterback sucks, but he's behind an O-line that can operate. They have the better defense in this game by a mile, even though it's not great. You got to feel like this is a valuable number on Detroit if they go into next week's game with St. Brown.
Yeah, it's kind of. I don't know that it can get to 3.5 though, can it?
Maybe I could be. I could easily see this being a game where there's opinions that are split. I easily could see that.
Yeah, because I do think there was some preseason like future money on Arizona where people did like them a lot more than the market seemed to.
This might be a bad game to play, but I'm curious. So right now, -3, -110, both sides. Like let's say St. Brown plays, right? Let's say first practice, not limited, full practice. This line gets bet to what for the Lions? Is it through 3.5? Like more of a move, less of a move?
Well, the card. So this opened 3.5. The Cardinals have already been bet, so there's already some early support for them. I think part of that would be that St. Brown is questionable for next week's game, and I think that has a big impact because. I mean, Jamison Williams has come around, but St. Brown is just such a dynamic player for them. It's not the same receiving core with Khalif Raymond and Tim Patrick. I don't even know who else is there, honestly. Traquan Smith is on IR, so I don't even really know off the top of my head. Maybe my read is bad. I mean, Detroit has been painstaking to watch.
Have they been having trouble getting Laporte? Listen, I haven't seen a ton of Lions games so far, or I didn't see a lot of today, I should say. What was Laporta looking like? Was he schemed out?
So somebody mentioned this in the chat. It wasn't just Laporta, but play calling on last two Lions drives bad. Didn't throw it into the end zone. I found that at some point in the game, I'd like to see the defensive coverages for Tampa Bay. But in the second half, Jared Goff was forced to check down so many times. This included a couple fourth downs where he threw short of the sticks. One, I think, was to Laporta, where he broke a tackle to get the first down. And he did this on the final play of the game.
The final play of the game I did see, which was mind-blowing. Like,
they couldn't get anything downfield. They in the second half, everything was underneath. And the times Goff tried to push it, he made mistakes. So I don't really know. I guess, I mean, the Lord McD says Detroit, Arizona's classic buy low, sell high, handicapping 101. I kind of agree with you. I'm going to guess my numbers will show value on Detroit regardless of today's games, but Arizona did have a very, I think it was Kyler Murray's best game as a pro. I can't recall a game where he's looked that good throwing the ball. They had almost 500 yards, 7.9 yards per play, 55% success rate. I mean, the only team that had a higher EPA per play than Arizona today was New Orleans, and they scored on every drive.
Can we move the ball downfield at all, please?
We're
just going to play for a field goal.
I don't know what the fuck these guys are going to do. Seems like, I mean, the clock's going. They just don't want to give Houston the ball back for any. They might play for just to get a score and not give Houston the ball back. Ravens at Cowboys next week. Both off of very disappointing losses today. Baltimore -1.5, -120 at Fanduel. Oh, +1.5, -120. Apologies. I just assumed I assumed Baltimore would have been favored. Interesting.
So before the game, I think the market probably would have had Baltimore on a neutral, like a 1-point favorite. I think I'd have to go back and look. I guess you're not downgrading the Cowboys all that much, and you're really hitting the Ravens for the loss today against, the Raiders.
Well, so oddly enough, like what the Saints did to the Cowboys today, the Ravens don't have that in them. They don't have the downfield passing game. Like the Cowboys D-line will eat the Ravens O-line. I feel pretty confident about that. You'll get your Lamar scrambles, but you look at again, more penalties for the Ravens today, 11 for 109. They sucked on third down. They couldn't run the ball. They're like 36% success rate on 25 run plays. Derrick Henry's washed. I mean, I'm a Cowboys fan, but I might talk myself into Dallas. I just don't think this is the price I want. Like, I wanted to get Dallas as a dog at home.
Yeah.
This line is a little bit all over the place, I guess, across different books as well.
Yeah, I mean, that money line's just sitting in that like weird range where, you're looking at 51, 49% like implied. Like that could easily flip very quickly. I don't know. What's the injury report looking like for Dallas? Did they have any bad injuries today?
Not that I recall off the top of my head. No, nothing new for them. Baltimore, also nothing new. I don't think there's really anything that's maybe Jake Ferguson is back next week for the Cowboys.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom's probably right. Like, I don't see the Ravens fixing the core O-line issues by Sunday. I think that's completely reasonable.
What about Dallas's core O-line issues?
True. Ooh, we got a flag. Let's go.
That's going to move them into the red zone.
Which could be good or bad. We'll see.
Could be. Yeah, this price is all over the place, honestly. Although, listen, I say I want to get Dallas as a dog. It's not a significant difference between -1 and +1. Let me.
That's what I was trying to get at. Like,
to be very clear on that.
Yeah. So at a couple of other shops.
Okay.
it looks like a slight favorite for the Ravens, whereas the Cowboys are still a favorite on Fanduel.
I'd like to see DeAndre Carter force-fed the ball right now, if possible. I'd be A-okay with that. Mercedes Lewis is in the game.
Oh, what year is it?
No. 42 years old, by the way.
He just false started too. What a my
these
God.
Guys don't know what the fuck
These guys
going
cannot get out of their own way, man.
Good God.
This team cannot get out of their own way.
Thank you, Marcus. Thank you.
Just an absolute joke.
Even the refs disgusted. Like, come on. Yeah, bye.
I have to urinate so badly, but I cannot leave. I need to see this play. I need to see the next play.
Oh my God.
You might get your airtime.
Put in Everett is
All
right.
All right. But put in Komet. Get Everett out of here. They both look like shit.
Have Caleb do a draw.
Yeah.
He is doing a draw. Go.
He's such a powerful runner. I feel like people don't realize because he's not very tall, but he's very, very powerful runner.
All right.
He's against college kids.
I'm leaving.
You're gone. Bye. Bye, Rob. Everyone say bye to Rob. He'll be back in a minute.
Don't
All right. Do I make this Bears radio? DeAndre Carter bought on the screen right now, 1-on-1 with number 5. I don't know who number 5 is on the Texans, but if we can get that chat, let's.
All right. What do we got?
Oh my! He was all over him. I don't know about that one. Do you feel like
a little hand fighting? That wasn't ridiculous. I don't know that that's the matchup that I want to go at here either with Caleb.
I mean, you got to catch that if you're Odunze as well. Like, you got to just bring that down. If it touches your classic rule of football, if it touches your hand and you're a receiver, you probably should catch it. Also, why are you spending so much money on DeAndre Swift if you're just going to roll Khalil Herbert out here for these third downs and run with him? Like, he scored. Like, just use Khalil Herbert. Just use him. Use him instead.
Some of us didn't want DeAndre Swift at all. Like,
I don't think. It makes no sense.
I was fine with Herbert. Like, let him play if you want to.
Yeah.
You also drafted Roshan Johnson last year too. Like,
yeah.
That's a big drive, man. Left too much time for Stroud, though. It's whether or not D'Amico will let him air it out or not.
Yeah, but, Nico Collins probably scores with like 15 seconds left.
You know what, boys? I'm kind of I don't want to be that guy, but that SGP I put together at the beginning of the day, at the beginning of the game, it's kind of getting the script that we need here. You know,
I like that.
It's live.
It's very live because Mixon's not having a lot of success on the ground. Collins already at 70. Stroud's still gonna have to throw the ball. The Bears are in the game. It's very live, boys. Very live. All right. What else do we got for next week?
What we missed?
What is this? Is this a real line? 49ers at Rams? San Fran -7, -115, 46.5. Holy shit, did the Rams ever get downgraded? Like, I get it. I like the Niners a lot, but
not that much.
Well, I mean, the Cooper Kupp injury is the real problem, right? Like,
yeah,
it looked like a high ankle sprain. So, what's the receiving core look like?
I think he left in a boot. I think they said today.
Yeah. So it becomes DeMarcus Robinson, Tyler Johnson, Tutu Atwell, because Puka is on IR.
Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
Clustering wide receiver injuries.
Yeah. So I mean, it's still probably too high, no?
I feel like we could be in a scenario where Cooper Kupp is fine. They just didn't put him back in because they were getting the shit kicked out of him. Because it didn't look like it was that bad of a roll up on the ankle.
The Twitter doctors say high ankle. Twitter doctors
are always
saying high ankle.
Oh, the doctor right here.
Where is the doctor? We don't have him tonight.
Where's
our doctor? Our resident dentist.
We've seen guys leave with boots before and be fine and play the next week. We've seen that happen.
We have
precautionary.
We've seen it with Kevin Nash before. Kevin Nash had fake boobs,
Wrestler?
if you recall. Yes.
God, you don't know that meme? Come on.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
The classic
I
meme
don't.
in the wheelchair.
Kevin Nash in the wheelchair takes the blanket
Oh
off.
my goodness. Oh my
Fake
goodness.
cast.
No, I don't.
Um,
I got to see that.
Yeah. No, you got to
So,
know this. You've been living in a cave if you don't know what I'm talking about. You know what's going on.
Jason, pull it up and then let me see. Maybe I'm just not thinking of the visual.
I'm just looking at.
All right. Yeah. I've seen this. All right, never mind.
Okay, so Rams week isn't Alaric Jackson back next week? Am I wrong? Didn't he get suspended for 2 games? So they're gonna have their left tackle
He
back.
got 2 games. Yeah.
David Steen was
Vikings
back today.
Vikings closed 4.5 at home versus San Francisco. Rams are going to close, like, let's say it's 7.5. Is that reasonable with the wide receiver injuries? Probably.
Oh no.
And with matchups, or I don't want to say matchups, with the Rams defense.
I can't even tell you how much I hate betting against the 49ers.
So is this going to be one of the situations where your numbers say one thing and you're probably not going to be able to pull the trigger?
Well, I don't know about that because, like, at least I trust the Rams QB coach comp. Like, listen, they played horrible today. They got destroyed by Arizona. They're coming off an overtime game on Monday. Who knows how much that had an impact? It was a brutal game. They're still without Darius Williams in the secondary. Let me just see. Like, am I missing any additional injuries here?
Oh my God, Bears. Can you just not do stupid shit? Is it possible? So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking the Lions-Rams, if the Lions play to what their offensive capabilities were last year, the Rams get smoked week 1, 2, and they kind of he's down in bounds.
Yeah, he's definitely
Good job,
down in bounds.
Good job.
He's definitely down in bounds. I don't really have any explanations for what the Rams are doing on 4th down in the red zone. I mean, Shanahan owns McVay. Guess what? McVay owned Arizona as a team till today.
Like 12-1 or 13-1 or some stupid number.
14-2, I think.
Yeah. Those numbers from Stroud. He's so good.
Yeah, he is good. Bosa came back into the game. Nick Bosa. George Kittle did as well. I don't think the 49ers are dealing with anything.
Outside of McCaffrey being down.
But that's a known. That's a known.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't have any significant interest on either side, and I think the total is where I would have put it instinctively. No homework, nothing like that, but I could see a Rams team total over is something I might have interest in as the week comes on or whatever develops.
Yeah. Okay, we'll keep it going. What's okay? So
Jacksonville Bills. Chiefs,
yeah. So Sunday Night Football, I'll skip. It's Chiefs Falcons again.
Yeah.
It's going to be dependent on tomorrow's game.
Yep.
I don't really have much more to say about the Chiefs. They did a classic fuck around and find out game today. Unfortunately, they didn't find out because there was a DPI on the Bengals. But classic Chief. I don't ever know what to make of the Chiefs, honestly, because they have so many of these games every year and then they just win the Super Bowl. So what are we going to do with that information? 2 Monday Night Football games. Wow, we're going to have a double banger watch along next week. Maybe in the new studio. Maybe in the new. That was a catch by
Nico Collins.
That was absurd.
Top wide receiver.
That was absurd. This is field goal attempt incoming. What's he at for yardage? 86. Stroud 173.
Oh my God.
Wow. Okay, so the double Monday nighter. We have Jags at Bills, which that is 5.5 minus 115.
I don't think you got 2 feet in. Go on.
And 46.5. I mean, that Fanduel looks like the only 5.5 in the market right now. So that would be, if you like the Bills, that's a favorable number. So extra rest for the Bills. They go from Thursday night to Monday night. The Jags, something's wrong with the Jags.
Or it's just what they were. I mean, because if you look at them the back half of last year, like this is just in line with I think of what they were. Yeah, I don't think this is a catch either. Nails.
No.
Because I think he juggled when he got the first foot down, and when he secured it, he only got 1 foot down after. Because this isn't in his hands yet.
You're right. You're right. I agree with you. The Jags passing game is no bueno right now. I don't know when we're going to stop letting Trevor Lawrence off the hook, but guy missed countless throws today. He seems to be afforded more leash than anyone in the league.
I mean, did Ingram not playing mean that much? I'm asking because I saw almost none of that game. That was one of the few games that I really didn't watch hardly at all.
Okay, so you get the Cleveland defense, and I get that. But and how much Evan Ingram being a late scratch, it was actually such bad luck for them because they didn't have another, basically they submitted their final roster and then Evan Ingram got hurt after that. So they had no
warm-ups.
Yeah, viable solution. They went 1 for 4 in the red zone. But this is 2 weeks now. Miami, Cleveland, they don't look impressive, do the Jags. They don't. Now, Bills, it's a big number. It's a big.
I'm trying to remember what they closed at last year, I don't.
Bills closed what 6.5 home to Arizona week 1. There's 5.5, 6 to Jacksonville now.
And that was before Arizona was kind of rated what they are probably now. So, yeah. Are we saying Arizona and Jags are kind of the same team?
I might have to stomach it and bet the Jags this week. I might have to.
I think the look ahead was 3.5. If I'm reading that right.
Oof. Josh Allen's so good. So good. At some point, there's a number you got to be willing to bet against every team, though.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, Buffalo didn't even have to do much this week. They had 45 offensive plays. Miami might kill themselves. -3 turnover margin. Got to monitor if Teron Johnson's back for Buffalo. I know Terrell Bernard got hurt this week. Gut instinct, even as someone who doesn't like Jacksonville, first reaction was numbers too big.
Yeah. I think 4 to 4.5 is where I probably would put it.
Okay. Second game on Monday night. We have a 7:30 in Buffalo, 8:15 in Cincinnati. Bengals hosting the Commanders. 7.5 total, 48.5. 7.5 Bengals spread. Apologies, 48.5 total. Bengals start 0-2. Again, subjectively, the number feels high to me. If I had any faith that Washington could punch in touchdowns on these long drives, I'd play over, but I'm not. Okay, 59. That's got to be good.
Wow. That was
Yep.
a
banger.
Do you pin the Commanders as a team that could their defense is terrible, but I feel like they're a sneaky backdoor cover team, which just
100%. I totally agree with
Daniels, the way he plays, screams backdoor covers where you're up 2 TDs. You might be up more than 2 TDs and they get a 2-point conversion. Just ruins your spread bet there.
They're just hard to get off the field. They don't do anything super dynamic. There's nothing down the field. 425 net yards today. Decent success rate, 46%. He got sacked 5 times by the Giants front, but it didn't even seem like that because it just seemed like he was running all over the place today and escaping everything. So I I don't know. I do think it maybe should have been 7 instead of 7.5.
Because I'm also just not convinced about the Bengals. I don't trust my word for anything, but I'm not convinced about these Bengals at all. I don't like even. I guess even today against the Chiefs, the Bengals just seem not good. Not good. But
they started 0-2 last year, right? And then week 3 they didn't play well, but they barely beat the Rams. I think it was like 16-13. They have a penchant for starting the season slow. What did they do week 4 last year? I feel like I'm going crazy. Oh, they got smoked by the Titans, 27. Yeah, it took a long time for this team to get going last year.
But that was the game Burrow got hurt too, though, no?
Yeah. And then game 5 was the game at Arizona where it was like a stupidly small spread. And everyone just regretted not betting the Bengals in that game.
Yeah.
Burrow against Dobbs.
Computer dropped.
It's all right. It's all right, man. Modern technology mess you up. It'll mess you up. Yeah, I don't know. I was talking with Jason. Like, I agree with him that the Commanders seem like a team that's never going to really be dead. Like Jaden Daniels very capable of beating soft defenses, especially late in the game. Like Bengals are up 10-14. They start playing soft. Washington will move the ball. I just hate Washington's defense so much. I really do.
I forgot that they made Daniel Jones look I don't want to say amazing, but like
serviceable.
Yeah, like he was like an NFL quarterback, which he's very much not.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they made Baker Mayfield look like a legend last week.
Yeah. I just don't know that the Bengals are going to necessarily beat anybody by margin either.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I want to take a look at the second half line in this game really quickly, just to see where we're at. But so that's the updated game line. I just want to see if we got a second half. -1.5 plus 115. Texans. Just looking at these possessions really quickly. Did the Texans punt in this half? Yeah, they did. Second last possession there. Field goal, touchdown, field goal, punt, field goal. So it's basically the Bears' red zone defenses or situational defense that's held them in there.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Not sure I have much of a strong opinion. This might be another half that we have to throw it over to Jason to have us to put together a
chase a single game.
Well,
GP.
He is good at giving the losers out to the audience and then betting a winner himself. Like
Monday night.
Yeah. Yep. That's his move. No?
Yep. Yeah, that was my plan. It was I led the viewers astray and then got a better price for myself on the different prop there. So
have you been I've been cooking something up for second half or what?
I have like only thing I have no idea what I'm gonna do here. No idea.
What was the second half total?
It was 22 and a half.
Yeah.
22 and a half. Minus 118. There we go. No idea. Maybe chat can. Maybe we can get some plays in the chat, and we can.
Yeah, let's build one together. Let's build one together
as a team. Yeah,
I know Jason really wants like Caleb Williams rush yards over, Caleb Williams anytime touchdown, something stupid like that.
This is so true.
You know what? For some people, it's not a bad move. You just write down everything you think is going to happen, and you just play the opposites.
If I did that last night for UFC, I would be cooking. But
one of my best friends started doing that. He's like, I can't see how this happens. Like, I can't see how this team does this. I'm like, just bet the opposite, please. Like, just whenever you say I can't see how does that work out? He's like, I always lose. Like, there you go. Take the other side.
Mixon rushing yards over.
Uh-oh. That's
I'm not gonna lie. Can't really root for that right now. No. Can't root for that with the pregame SGP still live.
No shot.
How do I
No
root
shot.
for that?
I'm doing like a little bit of thinking right now. I don't know.
I'm doing a deep dive right now. I'm doing a box score deep dive in real time.
Let's get some chat. I see Houston second half there.
Like, if I saw this box score without seeing any of the game, I would have 100% bet Houston second half. I mean, it's 7.1 yards per play for Houston, 3.3 for Chicago. There should be a wider spread, but it does feel like a stupid game. You know what I'm getting at? Doesn't
Absolutely.
it have doesn't have the feel of a stupid game where it feels like the Texans, just like every other Texans game, where it seems like they're dominating, yet they somehow play a close game? Felt like that against the Colts last week. Colts hit a couple big plays. They did nothing the rest of the game. They cover the 3 spread. It's the most classic Texans.
I kind of want to see some points. I feel like they're leaving points on the table, so to speak. Like, I kind of feel like Houston can go nuts here too. Like, Bears aren't really doing all that much to stop them.
No, they're really not.
So somebody put under 48.5 in the chat. I can't see that. Not that I can't see that. I don't have interest in that, let me say. I'm more leaning towards overs than unders.
Houston keeps getting bet out, it seems like, on the second half. Like,
I can
move more and more.
I can tell you how.
Sense.
Yeah, that this is just like market 101. One team dominates box score metrics in the first half. They typically get bet second half. I don't know if Barry Horse released on the second half or anything like that. That would certainly move the number as well. But we need to cook something.
What do we think about the next TD score? Is there anything you like there?
Next TD score. Pull up the market. Okay. I have such a horrible memory because I'm a boomer, obviously. The Texans started with the ball, correct?
Yes.
Let's see the next drive. Let's see the next drive for. I don't want the Texans. Well, to score a TD, these are proper prices.
That's just next drive. That's
next
not
drive.
Next drive.
These are anytime. These are anytime. Sorry, here are the anytimes. I mean, we did see. Listen, he's probably not going to play another snap as a result.
Mercedes Lewis. You know what?
But he was there in the red zone.
He was on the field in the red zone. Like, they've been cooking up something for Mercedes Lewis.
Yeah.
God, man.
But he also false started, and I don't know if they put him back in.
He might never play again, honestly.
Cade Stover was also in the game. I haven't seen much Dalton Schultz. Tight end for tight ends there. Brevin Jordan haven't seen either, but
no, Brevin Jordan caught a ball early in the game. It was very short, but he did catch a ball. Tank Dell has one target, and he's got no. I feel like Tank Dell is the second half guy.
Okay, I like that.
He's been pretty absent,
Okay, when you say the words Tank Dell is my favorite under receptions over yards player. If we're going to talk about negative correlation, this guy screams that. I don't know if his receptions are going to be there because we're halfway through the game and I don't think he's caught a ball yet. Am I on the same wavelength as you or not really here?
No.
I used to think of Gabe Davis that way.
I also think that we have a real problem with constructing these parlays that always pay way too much when we could really simplify it.
Oh, for sure.
Like we don't need to make a 40-1 every single time. It is nice because when you catch those, that's his receiving prop right there.
Yeah.
21.5.
I almost want to take his all.
Dude, that's happening on one catch.
Oh, I think market agrees there.
People, the streamers are betting.
Smash. Oh,
you know what? Okay, I actually like this. I like this.
Okay.
I think we need to say the other guy that we don't want first and then come back to the right guy.
It's true.
I like that. I mean,
so Stephon Diggs.
Stephon Diggs.
Give me a second. I've got to bet this in real time here.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get some. I'm gonna go 50+ because I'm a sicko.
You're going 50 plus?
Yeah, that is correct. Let's
Like we could
let's
just
cook.
I'm just wondering if we need the anytime touchdowns. Like what?
Yeah,
What
just
does a
like
50
thinking
plus just play on its own? Tank Dell.
plus 400 right now.
Because I mean, what a game state. We would need Chicago to go length of the field to start this quarter. That would be great for this Tank Dell price.
Yeah, you can get it's
Anthony's
so
asking what the part. We never agree on anything. We don't really know right now. Houston team total over 13.5.
I'm so flustered right now.
I'm
I do
rattled.
like that a lot,
I'm
actually.
rattled very hard. Very overwhelming. Very
That's
overwhelming.
I'll say this. This is all on me because I should have been prepping this on that last drive. But actually, it's on you, Rob. Why did you pee at the worst time when I'm supposed to prep? What's going on here? Blame Rob. Everyone in the chat, blame Rob.
I do think there's also potential of a Bears turnover, which leads to Houston points as well.
Bears turnover? That'd be Caleb.
Might not be
right?
might not be a Houston touchdown, Houston defensive touchdown, but I do like the Houston team total over of 13.5.
Okay. Clive likes the Houston over second half.
Okay, let's
listen. I'm going back to our original. I'm going back to Tank Dell anytime and 50 plus yards. And we just hope
you
he
had
catches
you
a
had
bomb
originally
for a
at
touchdown.
40 plus, by the way.
Oh, 40
I was
You got greedy. I'll
I
go
got
back to
greedy.
40 plus. I just want I want to sweat.
Gonna
What
look
am I
for this
gonna
right
do?
now. Give me a second. 40 plus, showing it up on screen. Around 7-1.
Yeah.
I'm going to play that as well and let you guys know how much
You
it
got to have a
is.
boost you can play, no? Because of
Oh,
all the losing
I got
bets?
all the boosts. But I'm not going to use my losing bet boost on that. I'm going to use the 30% profit boost on that. Maybe that's misguided, Rob. Maybe you can talk me off of it.
No, you do whatever you want to do, man. It's your money. I don't want you to be the guy like our friend like Wolf of Walgreens or whatever. It's just blaming everybody for his own betting losses.
Yeah, don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Also, don't be that guy and then just be wrong about it. It's just tough because he's
well, he's just making up stuff now. He's just making up stuff. It was obviously a bad week. It was obviously not the best week. What are you gonna do? You want a personal? Does he want a personal audit of everything that I've bet this week? I mean, it is what it is. I bet Las Vegas. I had some game day money on Tampa. Lost Indy. Took a horrible price on Cleveland and won it. Took a horrible price on Seattle. Ended up a half push, half loss. Lost Tennessee. Lost Giants. Won Pittsburgh. We need a full summary of it.
We need a Bears win for the anti-GRP survivor as well, don't we?
Who did he take? Did he take Titans this week?
No, man, if the Texans actually lose this game,
he took Jacksonville and Houston. So he lost Jacksonville, and he's down to his last entry.
I mean, are you fucking kidding me?
Are you fucking kidding me?
And he would have bought an entry this week from somebody who's still alive for $1,200. Like, no fucking shit, George. Like, really? Like, you're gonna buy some positive equity? What a favor! Like, congratulations.
Great move, George.
I have a question for you guys. If Clive, you're alluding to this earlier, you split survivor entries with some friends and whatnot.
Yeah.
How do you manage that? Because I feel how do you manage that? How does that work?
How do you guys come to a decision?
Yeah.
Come to blows every week.
Oh, that part. No. We eventually get to a point where I think we eliminate some of the things. I'm I think less risk averse than some of the other folks in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's just
hate that.
Fun networking and stuff like that. I'm like I'm fine losing in week 2 if it's the right
I'm with you.
From an equity
you can evaluate whether or not you made a good pick at the start of the day, basically, by what the ownership percentage was and how many and what the spread of the game was or the money line odds.
Yeah.
I know I can't stand, I have a lot of pet peeves, obviously, because I am a boomer, right? For those that don't know, I have lots of pet peeves. But the biggest one, are the guys that just want to take like the biggest favorite every week.
That's
just cannot understand the game theory behind not doing that. Those guys are all out. There's no way they survive 2 weeks. So see you later.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out. See you next year.
4 seasons, baby. Me. Those are my entries. I can't lie. My picks weren't as good that I suggested. Like it was the Lions, so I would have been out. We would have been out regardless. But yeah. Just curious how you guys handle it.
What do you think the over under is on Jason's screen time tonight?
Definitely way under.
And what should we set Jason's screen time at going forward? We should put a clock when you go up on screen and it has to count down. It's like a chess clock. And if you run out of time, the stream just ends and it's on you. This is getting ridiculous now.
All right.
Like the stream
talking about where your survivor entries are and whatever. Like it's just as bad as your fantasy entries.
Oh my God. We can talk fantasy today. It was a horrible day for me. Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible day.
Well, I don't like the first play of the half. Clive, appreciate you, my man.
Good time.
Have a good week. Hopefully we can cash some winners.
All right. Sounds good. Bye.
Nice artwork, by the way. Peace
Appreciate
out.
it. Later.
Clive Bixby, everyone. Good dude. I'm still not quite used to that stash just yet. Has definitely a serious white van pervert vibe. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying that the stash has that type of vibe. We'll watch one more play here. It's like the most explosive run I've seen from Swift in half a year for 4 yards. What a bum. Speaking of bums, Johnny from Betstamp. What's with the bricks?
Like that.
What's the bricks background, man? You look like you're playing like Super Mario with those bricks backgrounds.
I just put it like a preset and it's just on the StreamYard. You guys paid for the premium, I guess. I got the back. You can choose whatever.
We only do it at the Hammer. We only do it the best way possible. Caleb.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Caleb. Oh my God, what a bum. That was DeAndre Carter too.
I think Johnny's in Clive's basement. No, that's usually his.
What are you guys sweating right now? I gotta know before we start talking.
Okay, I have a very live SGP pregame.
Okay,
and when I say very live, slightly over water,
slightly above water, above water. Okay, what do you got?
Bears money line.
Okay, below water.
Stroud 300 plus.
Okay.
Collins 100 plus.
Okay.
Mixon under 72.5.
Okay. Let me just take a
71.5
look here. Yeah. Stroud, Collins, Mixon under. You know what? You're there. You're right there.
I really needed the Bears.
What's the odds? What are the odds?
Well, we used a boost on this. It's not the greatest, honestly, but yeah, we're looking upwards of 30. We're looking upwards.
How was the day? How was the day for you guys?
I mean, I feel really bad because the Wolf of Walgreens, he tailed all the picks on Forward Progress and went 1-12, and he's homeless now. He's going to lose his house, even though somehow it's not the actual record. Yeah.
Don't even joke about stuff. How'd you do betting though? Good day?
No, I did not have a good day. Wasn't too bad. Well, damage was mitigated. Raiders money line mitigated some damage, and then the Steelers in the late window. But I had a losing day today.
No good. It happens though. Honestly, what are you gonna do? You have one. It's tough because it's only 18 weeks. So to have a losing day, it's a little worse than an NBA and stuff. But it is what it is.
That's exactly it, though. It feels so depressing when you're like you put a full week of work into that just to lose.
Yeah, no, for sure, and especially because like the season's so good, and the next thing you know, you're gonna wake up and it's like gonna be week 10. That's how it always is for me. It's like, oh yeah, the season's just starting. We're gonna wake up. It's gonna be week 10, and we're like, oh, it's halfway through. How am I doing? Oh, not as good as I hoped. No good.
Yeah. Last year you came on. Here. Okay, perfect. Yeah. That's what I was about to get to, because Eric Eager last year, rest in peace, Eric Eager with the Carolina Panthers. It's going to be a tough year, but Chin up, dude.
Hey,
but
can I
last
wait?
year's-
Wait, before we get into this, I gotta say thing about Eager. Everyone's going nuts, like, oh, Panthers are gonna be good because of Eager. What is Eager gonna do? They have no players. They have no players. They haven't had.
Philosophy
They have
shift,
not.
man.
No, straight up, they did not have today a single good player playing. Like, name one good player that was playing today.
Okay, Deontay Johnson's a good player. He
Deontay
is.
Johnson's not. He's not a good player. He's a good Deontay Johnson. He doesn't even have a roster slot on every single team.
Of course he does. He has like one of the best separation rates in the league.
In the current game right now,
yeah,
he would be the wide receiver 7, maybe 8 in the current game that's on that we're watching.
No, we can agree to disagree
on that. So you're telling me you wouldn't take all these guys over Deontay Johnson, okay? So you wouldn't take DJ Moore, obviously. You take over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would take DJ Moore, yeah.
Keenan Allen.
No.
Keenan Allen's a no for me.
Okay.
No.
I wouldn't take another receiver on the
Odunze.
At some point in Odunze's career, maybe, but
I take Odunze.
Okay, but what are we doing here? Forward or today? Because if it's today, then Keenan Allen's better than Deontay Johnson. If it's for the future, then you got to take Odunze.
No.
Keenan
doesn't get the separation he used to.
Next
Deontay
up,
Johnson.
And Deontay Johnson gets the separation. He gets separation 3 yards out, and he can catch the ball 3 yards downfield. Okay, anyways, move over to the Texans. Nico Collins, easy.
Yes.
Easy over Deontay Johnson. Diggs, easy over Deontay Johnson.
Not
Tank
taking
Dell.
I'm not taking Diggs over Deontay Johnson. Diggs is washed.
You guys are out to lunch. Diggs is washed. You guys are gonna tell me Diggs is washed when we're comparing him to Deontay Johnson.
If you install Deontay Johnson in this offense over Diggs, it's way better. Way better. It's not even remotely close.
Are you aware what Deontay Johnson's stat line was today?
Yes, he has the worst quarterback going.
Has he ever gotten a yards per catch above 10?
A yards per catch above 10?
Yes.
I don't know.
Has he ever had that in a season?
I have no idea. I don't think so, but he's played with Kenny Pickett and Bryce Young.
There you go. Yeah.
He went a crisp today, 6 targets, 3 catches for 15 yards. Crisp.
Yeah, but you're looking at fantasy stats. You're looking at fantasy stats. He was top 5 at separating.
No, these are actually real stats. These are real stats.
But they're not.
That's what he
they're
does.
not. They're not. Like if I'm modeling a game, I'm never going to model it based off receptions and receiving yards. Like Deontay Johnson is one of the most underrated players in the league. Just because he's had bad quarterbacks doesn't mean he's a bad player.
The guy has literally never once performed. He's also getting that. Now he's even getting up there. I got to see how old this guy is too. He's also 28 now, Deontay Johnson.
Yeah, he is. And he's still separating at that age. I mean, he had 5 straight years where his average catch is longer than 10 yards. His career is 11.1. So we can put that issue to bed away.
I'll say right now, I'll take him over all the receivers in this game. I would take over him. And then obviously Keenan Allen for this year only would be like, you never know, but maybe you give it to Deontay Johnson because Keenan, he's fallen off quite a bit from his glory days. But I definitely take all the receivers currently playing in this game right now. Odunze, DJ Moore, Tank Dell, Diggs for sure, Nico Collins for sure.
We're thinking of Diggs at his peak. Diggs is not the same player. Look at his route tree now. It's nothing. The guy doesn't run downfield.
Diggs had a 2-touchdown game last week. Deontay Johnson will never have a 2-touchdown game ever in his life.
But that
ever again from this point on, ever.
Because if you put Deontay Johnson with CJ Stroud, he's easily going to have a 2-touchdown game at some point or another. He can run the same routes that Diggs runs, but better at this point in his career.
I mean, then how come he's not performing then?
Because look at the quarterback. He can't hit wide open receivers. We're talking about the worst quarterback of like the last 5 years. That's his quarterback. The Steelers don't, when he was with Pittsburgh, they don't
go look at Adam Thielen's stats from last year.
Yes, I know. I'm
very well aware. Putting up better numbers than Deontay Johnson through 2 games right now.
And what's Adam Thielen doing this year?
Oh, dude,
Because
Adam
he ran a route wide open
old.
down the sideline today where there's no one within 30 yards of him, but Bryce Young didn't see him for a wide open touchdown.
Adam Thielen's 34. He's well past his prime. He shouldn't even be playing anymore. Deontay Johnson's trash. Deontay Johnson's absolute trash. I'm pulling up his stats right now, bro. This guy played in 2019 on the Steelers. They had a good team in 2019. He played all 16 games. Bro, this guy's absolute. He's a mockery.
You're talking about from a fantasy perspective. Like you are looking at fantasy production. A wide receiver is only as good as their quarterback. Plain and simple. If the quarterback can't get you the ball, but you're proven to be wide open regularly, it can't be the wide receiver. The wide receiver has a job. It's to separate from the defense, find holes in the defense. He does that at arguably one of the best clips in the entire league.
Guy also has 8 fumbles. That's not good.
That is an issue for him. I would totally agree. I remember a lot of Deontay Johnson fumbles. That is 100% an issue for him.
All right, what's going on in this game? I'm just looking at my screen.
What's going on?
I see the guy holding the yardage markers just got laid out.
Oh no. This is the second time this happened today. Happened in the Ravens game too. Someone got smoked on the sidelines. Okay, what we really need though is we need a live bet. At some point in this quarter, I'm not going to put you on the spot here. FanDuel Liver.
Yeah, I can go for. I'll give us a FanDuel Liver. Is it anything, or it's got to be a full game?
No, do anything. We
see
just
what they got right now here.
The Nails just want to bet, man. The Nails just want to bet.
I can't even read the chat. Is everyone agreeing with me or flaming me for this Deontay Johnson?
Oh, I think I'll be in the minority.
Right now, it's 42-58 for Stephon Diggs in the poll. So if you're listening, go vote in the poll.
Jerry Rice wouldn't break 1,000 yards with Bryce Young. DeAndre Hopkins had numerous incredible seasons with way worse quarterbacks.
Not worse than Bryce Young. Bryce Young cannot complete they can't even run a vanilla offense with him. He can't throw a screen pass. He cannot throw a screen pass. He's not even tall enough to see over the O-line.
Are these guys who at one point were QBs for DeAndre Hopkins better than Bryce Young? All right. Ryan Mallett. 21 games.
Mallett's terrible.
Brandon Weeden.
He died in a surfing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brandon
Weeden, awful.
10 starts, TJ Yates.
I remember TJ Yates, awful.
Okay. How about this one? 2 full seasons, Brock Osweiler. Go look at the numbers Hopkins put up.
But you know what?
I'm going to keep.
What years were these? Out of curiosity, I bet you these guys have better EPA per play than Bryce Young. I honestly believe that they do.
Oh, boy,
as bad as those guys,
QBs.
as bad
Brian
as
Hoyer,
guys
Case Keenum, Matt Schaub. Right, these are just Houston QBs. This is not something to do with Hopkins. Now.
But you would take those guys. Like I would take Matt.
Oh no, these were actually Hopkins' QBs. Oh my god, these guys are trash. Yeah. His best QB he ever had was Kyler Murray after he was already washed.
Who was that? Was that Collins? Did we get Collins 100 there? Okay, that is. Collins is at 100. Bears have no hope of winning this game though.
What's Stroud at? This is a sneaky one. Like these ones lose. You need 300 from Stroud.
Yeah, he's at 189.
You need to get going on Stroud right now. Trust me. I've bet a lot of props in my day. I will say you need to get going on Stroud. This is not. He could be at 289 with like 9 minutes left. And be like, hey, he just needs a couple more catches, and he would, and there's a chance he doesn't get it.
Yeah,
we need these yards in the third if you want to get him.
Where's Jason?
Yeah, I'm gonna look.
Was that a Tank Dell lost yardage? Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Well, I mean. He's at 0, but I guess you get negative. Like I was gonna say, at least it can't go negative. But no, you can't get in the negative. What am I saying?
Didn't he get a rush? A 20-yard rush?
Was that a maybe? But we need a 50. We have him 50 plus.
We ripped an SGP at the half. Not a good one. We're in real pain tonight. Real pain.
Okay, tonight. So listen, I'm gonna go through right now, and I'll tell you guys a bit about how I think about this live betting on FanDuel. Number 1, you go to touchdown scores. Terrible value overall. One of the funnest bets, without a doubt, but just horrible value for the average guy if you want to be betting touchdown scores. Now, if someone gets injured and you catch that mid and you can hit like the backup, incredible value. But other than that, like you're not really, and I'm going to name a name. He's probably going to get a touchdown, but you're not really going to have value just going right now and picking and being like, okay, DJ Moore touchdown. It's going to be
Mixon's hurt. Mixon just got hurt. We got to rip the backup for Houston right now.
Cam Akers, I believe is the backup.
No. Wait, is Thing playing? Dare
Ogubawale? Yes.
Is Dare playing?
He is.
If Cam Akers is dressed, I think it's Cam Akers.
No.
Akers has a rush. No, Akers has one rush.
Oh, Akers has a
rush. I would take
Pierce
out, right?
25. Oh, we're going. Yeah, Pierce is out.
Okay, then we got to go Akers.
Man.
Oh no. But
no!
Dang! Oh my God! No.
That would have
catched it. Catch those, dude. That was
Johnny,
house.
At the half, we ripped.
That was a house call.
Touchdown, 40+ receiving yards.
No, I gotta sync up with you guys. I'm a little off with you guys. I don't want to ruin the plays.
It's okay. I actually kind of like the spot.
We won't say anything. That was certainly a house call.
We got banged directly in the anus on that one right now. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel very uncomfortable at this moment in time.
Well,
I can't believe I told my mom to tune in for this, only to hear me argue about Deontay Johnson and then Rob say got banged. That's the best. I love you, Mom. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting us.
Whatever. The arguments are good. They're good for business. You know, like when we got into argument about the airport water, that was good for business on Circles Off. We need more. Think about the best shows that cause the biggest stirs. They suck, right? Like Skip Bayless back in the day, just arguing with Shannon Sharp. But there's viral clips every day about them arguing about nothing.
Deontay Johnson would not have housed that because he doesn't have the speed to get there. He wouldn't even have been. He's never that far down the field because he can't catch anything that's past the sticks, unless it's 3rd and 1. Man, I now all of a sudden I'm a Deontay Johnson hater. But I mean,
you're gonna be branded that guy.
Dude,
wait till I'm gonna tell you right now. You're going to regret this take when the Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, takes over at quarterback for Carolina, and he's slinging to Deontay Johnson. What is that? It's got to. I mean, it's not even a catchable pass. I'm
looking here. So touchdown scores are off the board here.
Okay, but you're telling me when I see Mercedes Lewis on for a play at the 5-yard line in the red zone, I got to bang him anytime touchdown score because it's not factored in.
I'll give you guys the real thing. So FanDuel takes off the anytime TDs when it's in the red zone. So if you want to bet a guy and you see him, you got to actually bet him right before a red zone. Mm-hmm. If it shows on FanDuel like RZ there beside the SGP logo, then you can't bet the touchdown scores. So you got to bet them just before, like anticipation. Sometimes you got to take a stab. Say, okay, I think this guy's going to be on based on how he was playing this drive or whatever. Right. A lot of times you can catch still like a running back for a drive. What I mean by that is like there's obviously running backs that do like, Montgomery and Gibbs. Well, they'll do like drive and drive. On those scenarios, if you see like Montgomery's in, there's a chance he's probably going to be the one to get it.
You know who sucks? DeAndre Swift really sucks though. Like he stinks. Truly awful.
Yeah, he's not so good. Yeah, but it's really like all these running backs are just like products of the system.
Yeah,
like the Bears are just not really set up to have like a great running back these days.
Right.
And it is what it is. Even I heard so like the Monday night game last week, the San Fran game where McCaffrey was ruled out. And the commentators were like, holy, like what a Jordan Mason stepped up. Like it was his time to shine. Like he had to step up. It was like, they're like, and look at this production they got out of him. Like it's like, what do they expect? Every running back ever that had played in San Fran in the last like 5 years has had good games when they're starting, if they get carries. So the team's just built for running backs right now, at least.
Yeah, totally agree.
Like Elijah Mitchell was great on that offense. Like Mostert was a stud. All these guys were studs.
Did you survive the Survivor onslaught?
I did, and I got one tomorrow. I got the Eagles.
Yeah, same. I still
got to survive. Still got to survive one more. But yeah, tons of crazy ones. Raiders today.
Oh, that's good. The best.
Good live betting opportunity.
Oh, Caleb with the fake dive out of bounds. I mean, he was in the white when he got hit, but if he had flopped a little better, he would have got the call there. He would have got the call. Need better flops. You got to learn that as a QB when you're out of bounds on the sideline. Got to know how to fall properly. Oh man.
Yeah, you're right. I'm watching that replay too now.
He got hit out of bounds, right? But he's never going to get that call because he didn't sell it.
Yeah, I wrote a couple notes here. First off, next week is almost the dream schedule for football bettors.
I totally agree with you. I know where you're going.
Okay, so one Thursday game, they split out finally the 1s and the 4s. Today, what are they doing? 9 1s, 3 4s. It's
10 and 3 today.
10 and 3. Sorry, 10 and 3. We got to go. We split it out. Next week's more even. So if you're watching, you can still get a good amount of games at 4. Sunday night, I like one game Sunday night. Put it there, and then double Monday nighter next week.
But the only thing I don't like about the double Monday nighter, at least they staggered them 45 minutes, 7:30 start and 8:15 start. But I feel like there's going to be too much overlap for too much of that game.
What do you mean?
I guess it's not that bad. It's because I'm talking about I'm doing a watch along. It's 7:30 and 8:15, right? Like why not 7 and 8:30 or something like that? So
I would, I'd prefer that. Yeah, I would prefer that, but it is what it is. Also, the only thing they could do to improve it is if this week also had like a 9:30 a.m. game, like a London game.
I don't like the London games. I'm gonna tell you why.
Good for betting. You get the early games, get the credit and play, roll it over.
Sometimes they overlap with F1, so I don't like that. But the second thing is that I just hate getting. I'm such a pessimist. I hate starting the day off at like a 9:30 a.m. game with a loser. I feel like I'm catching up for the rest of the day.
Yeah, what if you start with a winner though?
It doesn't even feel that good. It feels good, but like. I don't know. It's just a mentality thing for me. Just a mentality thing.
Yeah, Diggs is still good. He's older for sure, but he can still play.
Yeah,
it's like eating a burger for breakfast. Good comment there. It kind of is. It's like you wake up early, you're just the whole day. You get tired a lot faster on those days. Do you still do? Yeah, but you still do the 11 a.m. show even when those games are there. So that's another reason why.
It's true. I have it on in the background and I just get rattled the whole time watching the dumbest plays. If I'm on air watching a game, I get very easily distracted. Very easily distracted.
So I'll say this right now. In this exact game, it's the total. Obviously, they haven't scored yet. I'd be looking to bet the over here.
Mm-hmm. Not a lot of times come off the clock either.
I'd be looking to bet the over here because both these teams can throw. Well, I mean, maybe not the Bears, but no, they can both throw and they can move the clock quick. So I can see a scenario here where like late game, because the game's obviously is within a score right now. Even if it stays within a score, you're going to see like potentially like field goal right at the end of the game, or like touchdown field goal because they can move the ball. And like Fairbairn obviously can hit. So, the total in these games ends up coming down to like, does one team kind of pull ahead and then need to drain clock and like runs out an 8-minute drive? But the run game really isn't working for both of these teams. So it seems like a good over spot right now. We just have to wait for a stoppage and pick up a decent price here.
Yeah. If this is an incompletion, the total will actually rise, I would guess, if this is incomplete. Yeah. That was Diggs.
So 43.5, you would need 17.5 points from here.
Yep.
There's obviously a chance Houston goes for 2 with a touchdown, although I don't think they will in this scenario.
I don't think so either because their head coach is soft, although they should.
I don't think they will. So I mean, ideally you'd want 43 flat or 42.5 for the 17 there. But, it's not that key. It's a 6-point game, but still more often than not, it's going to tend to be like, 2 touchdowns and a field goal. What do you think here, Rob?
FanDuel actually does have a pretty good number on the over right now.
The 43.5, you're saying?
Plus 100. No, it's getting bet up now. Minus 114. Oh, it's back there. Where we go?
Yeah, I see it at plus 100.
Oh, but this this is. I hate when the Bears just cost themselves such good field position by holding on a fucking punt return. Nobody even returns these anymore, anyways. Like, what are the chances you're going to get
on FanDuel right now? You go Houston minus, based on pricing and where the game is. You go Houston minus 5.5, minus 15, and you go over 43.5 plus 100. And if you want to get cheeky, you throw those into an SGP for fun.
Ooh.
But those are my bets.
Now you're talking my language.
Houston minus 5.5. Keep in mind, get the 5.5. If you're going to play 6, and it's going to need to be a lot.
Different number. Yeah.
Definitely going to have to be a different number there. But I'd play, if you can get 5, like I'm looking at this on FanDuel right now, like 5.5. 5.5 is good.
I'm just going to throw out there, if you haven't used any of your SGP boost, which needs 3 legs, you can just throw the money line in. I don't think it affects the price at all. And it counts as a 3rd leg. So you can use it.
Wow. Jason,
hashtag
that's your first
sharp
positive contribution to this stream this year. Took like
hashtag
7 games.
Sharp. Warren Sharp.
Oh, come on. I run a way better 40 than that guy. Way better.
Warren Sharp ran the 40?
Oh no, I'm thinking of Darren Ravel. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's very different.
Oh no, you're
anyone
run a better 40 than Ravel.
Yeah. I don't know if Tyler Brickner ever ran the 40 before. I refuse to call him by his fake Warren Sharp name. Yes, go ahead.
I should definitely give another bet as well, like more of a fun one.
Yeah, let's
go for like a player prop here. I gotta scope this out here. See, the problem is I'm not watching with volume. I'm not focusing here, so I don't know exactly what it's hard. It's hard to focus on the players. No, I like to see exactly who's on.
Are you going to read the body language?
No, it's not more that. It's more like I like to see who's on and who's like potentially open or getting targets in the routes right now. It's
you're going to throw a little Diggs play out there?
No, I honestly I don't think I would right now. Like low key, like Houston is gonna probably have one more Tank Dell long bomb flyer. I could make that the play.
I mean, we're already in on that.
We're already invested in that, but yeah. So you can
join us. You can join us.
DeAndre Carter has been the guy getting the most targets for Chicago, and he's like still not priced. He's been on the field a lot.
He's not priced on FanDuel.
I know. I see that now. I want him. Okay, it just locked. We got a lock.
Tank Dell. See, the thing with Tank Dell here is like I don't like. I would like to bet him to get a long touchdown, but I don't really know how you'd even bet that. Like, what's the derivative you parlay to make that happen? Like, you can do Dell 70 plus. Yeah, but that's also not even realistic. Like, what if he catches a 54-yard bomb? We lose the bet.
Right. Outrageous. That's why we did 40 plus at the half, because we didn't want to get in a situation where he catches like we get too greedy, right? So we did 40
can you
plus.
Can you take alt under receptions? He has 1 catch right now, right? I would take this. I would take Tank Dell under 2.5 receptions. So like one more catch over 40.5 yards and anytime touchdown. But I don't even know if you can parlay that.
You know what? I think you can, because I think Jason wanted to do this at the half. We get very cheeky with these the big play receivers. He did this with Christian Watson earlier this year as well, where he took under receptions but over yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like you can do it live.
There's no reception prop live right now. I don't know if that's like a normal thing.
No, there is. It's only you can only bet the overs.
Oh, so yes, it's only alt receptions. There's no like just general player reception market, which usually has the over under for both sides. The Marvin Harrison Jr. was the perfect game for that Christian Watson-esque over under
3.5 catches over 200 yards.
Yeah, and 2 TDs.
Was that a free play that Caleb Williams just tossed that duck, or was that
Dude, this guy looks like he's huffing some ton of air right now. So he's running for his life.
Defensive holding? I wonder if he knew it was a free play. I don't think he did. I'm going to be honest.
No, he didn't know it was a free play.
He had no clue. He just
No
got
way.
bailed out hard. Bailed out very hard. Okay, hear me out, Johnny. The Bears got in the red zone. Mercedes Lewis came on the field for one snap, immediately false started, and got taken off the field. But he's 42-1, 42-1 anytime touchdown right now.
No,
You're telling
no
me they're not going to run? They're not going to run? He's done. He's done. If they
even
get
if he's he could catch a touchdown. He can catch a touchdown this year. I think he can catch a touchdown this year. He caught one. No, he can catch one this year. I'd set his total as like slightly favored under 0.5 touchdowns for the year. But he's definitely not going to catch it right now in this game, like in an important game. It's going to be a game where the Bears have like 3 passing touchdowns.
42-1 though is a number you bet every game, and if he gets that,
but you're betting it live. He's not 42-1 every game.
He's pretty high up most.
No. We looked at the half.
Like
he was
30,
28, 33.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, so 33-1. Okay, so it puts me. Yes, fair enough. So he's more favored than I think to get a touchdown.
I can check. I'll check BetStamp for what he was line going into the game anytime. Mercedes Lewis.
Is there any word here on Mixon?
Akers was in last drive.
Yeah. Ogunbowale has 2 catches today, by the way, so he's been in the game.
But
as well.
no. They moved up Ogunbowale too much. Ogunbowale is not. He can't be plus 600. They just gave him the same odds as Joe Mixon,
exactly
like slightly worse than Mixon, and you don't even know if he's going to touch the field. At least Mixon, he's getting the carries.
It's true. How do the Bears take a 5-yard penalty to start every single
It's the Bears
first down? They do suck. Oh my God. He got destroyed.
Oh, Alshire throwing hands.
Here comes a huge scrap. There's nothing more than I love.
How is Alshire not kicked? He's kicked out of this game.
Gotta be. No?
I assume there's a ton of flags, but I haven't seen a single flag thrown.
No, I don't. I think he got hit in bounds.
No, I don't like not for that. I'm talking about the Shahir punch, Aziz Shahir punch, and then the headbutt. And then
no.
Usually we
flags,
see 50 flags go up in the air.
He's still in bounds when he got hit. Yeah,
but he hits him again on the ground though.
If that's Tom Brady, there's 6 flags on the
100%
on the ground.
Sorry,
that's a punch. He's out. I didn't see that punch. He's toast. Al-Shaair later. Unfortunately, has 0 impact on the spread whatsoever, so we can't really capitalize on that.
I will say one thing: if you're the Bears O-line, you just saw that happen to your quarterback. What are you not? Why are you not like literally destroying this guy? Like,
you don't want to take it. You don't want to take a 15-yard penalty.
Retaliation. You don't want to pull a Jamar Chase today, cost your team a game.
I think. Listen, the play on the field is costing them the game, not anything else that they would do.
Wait, did Jamar Chase cost them the game? Is that what the narrative is?
No, the DPI definitely. And by the way, it was very clearly pass interference. I don't know why people are arguing that the Chiefs get calls. It's like the guy went right through way too early.
There's pass interference on like every third catch, every third no catch. It's just a matter of if they call him.
Was there no flag at all thrown throughout the entire segment? What the hell is going on here?
Not a single flag.
Guys, that catch today by Collins was incredible. Just before I came
was amazing.
In the second.
It was amazing.
That was something.
I need a Bears touchdown ASAP. I stress ASAP. I need CJ Stroud to drive 80 yards passing through the air. Mixon is hurt. Not that I was cheering for the injury, but we're probably safe on that under. On Mixon under. Collins is already at 102.
You need the Stroud over, man. I'm telling you.
I know. That's why I need the Bears to score ASAP. Bears got to score
ASAP. Well, not really though, because I need Houston.
Yeah. Then they go back well, I'd have Bears money line as part of this parlay, so we're cheering against each other. Oh my God, Caleb, throw the ball, you loser. It's 3rd and 1. How do you take a sack? Like, throw the ball in the vicinity of anyone. Jason, this is your guy. This is your guy. The guy you're gonna defend.
Rob, I'm gonna send you a picture because if you pause this, he has less than.
You gotta make a quick throw. Quick throw.
I don't know. It's just. This is the biggest doom I've ever seen.
Have some pocket presence, dude.
So you mean to tell me if you had Deontay Johnson there, he would have been open?
100%.
Actually, you know what? That's Deontay Johnson territory. Little 3rd and 1.
Of course, man. He would.
Yeah, see it on the ring. Like, look at that.
Copyright issue. Copyright issues.
Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. By the way, what's the EV? Yo, hear me out. What would be the EV? What's the EV move there? All right, so it's
at 4th and 7. What do you mean? What's the EV?
What's the EV move there at 4th and 7?
The EV move there is to make sure Cole Kmet blocks Will Anderson on that play. That's the EV move.
No, I'm saying you obviously.
No, he's saying like the decision. Like, do you go for it or not?
There's really no excuse to ever punt the ball at 4th down and in the second half if you're at midfield if you're down in the game. It's almost exclusively you should go for it, unless it's like 4th and 20. Like, you know, what was that? Was it a 4th and 6?
7. It's 7. It's probably a pretty.
Yeah, go for that.
It's probably
all
like a 0.5% increase by going is my guess.
Yeah, I'd go for that all day.
I agree.
I'd go for that all day. I'd go for honestly almost anything around midfield because the punts are not like the kicking. It seems over the past like 5 years has drastically stepped up. Like they miss less kicks. They can hit from deeper. Like you saw it obviously this season. It's been ridiculous. Everyone's hitting from deep, but the punting is like it's still not really that good. Do you see that the play today? I forget what team. The guy just tried to like dick around and he had it down at the 1 and then he stepped into the end zone. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I did see that play.
I forget what team it was and what player. He literally had it down directly at the 1 and then just for like was celebrating and stepped into the end zone and they just touched back.
I'll tell you, there's a lot of things that rattle me about the NFL, but the thing that rattles me the most is when a punt is like bouncing inside the 5-yard line and someone's running downfield and slides into the ball because they always knock it into the end zone or they go into the end zone themselves. Like
they get it and then it just goes, they slide and their foot hits the end zone, obviously.
Like every time. How do they not?
No, a guy today on, I think it was Arizona, made a wicked play. I believe it was Arizona. It was in the second slate of games. My memory's going these days. A guy on the second slate of games, the 4 o'clockers, made an incredible play. Like dove in and just threw it back. That's what you got to. They got to coach that.
Well, there was one in the early slate too. I think it was. I want to say Cleveland, Jacksonville, and then they end up taking a safety. I'm pretty sure it was Cleveland, Jacksonville towards the end of the game. There was lots of them. There was a few of them today.
Yeah. There was a couple. Oh, that punt by Bojorquez in Cleveland, the one that bounced right at the 1 and then took a stunt hard right turn and kicked out of bounds. That was like a dream kick in golf when you're like kick right.
So good. Get a bounce. Get a bounce.
Get a bounce. Get a bounce.
Get a bounce. Get a bounce. Oh my God, man. Denver had a crazy one today too. Yes, I do remember that. Bo Nix. Oh my God, that guy is useless.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
This is where I come in now.
we do got to get you to hit a timer. In and out, you got to hit a timer. I don't know what the fair amount of time is to give Jason on the stream, but he's got to clock in and clock out like a chess player would do.
No, Jason's actually the man on these things, man. He's making the streams.
He's amazing.
Jason's literally making these streams.
He's a great dude. The fades that he gives out on here at the half every single time are so good. The people are asking for him.
I still have I'm still ahead of you on SGP's 1 so far, and you have way more volume than me too, which is crazy.
No.
Ray Davis last week.
Yes.
Bro, when you guys were on with Barry Horse last week, and then Ray Davis didn't hit that, man, I was laughing my ass off.
I will say, without revealing too much, it was paid in some capacity, and we're just fingers crossed that it remains that way.
Oh my god.
because it was a big one.
That was crazy.
But there was like a stat
should know, but it was
correction.
that's a great bet, by the way. I would have bet that. I bet that even like a further alt. I bet like Bills minus 11.5 and Ray Davis over. Like, what would that have been? Even better.
I don't know.
I like these SGPs, man.
Oh, I'm addicted. I'm addicted to SGPs and like trying to find value on SGPs. It's very fun.
Hey, you gave out you stole my Jaden Daniels one. You gave it out last week.
Yeah. I remember
that
saying
I texted
that.
you. It almost cashed today. This is my SGP. I texted Rob. I said you got to parlay Jaden Daniels all alt unders.
Oh, wow, what a pick! No, incomplete. No, that would have been perfect. Perfect. Wow, that was almost
would have been good for the over. Would have been good for the over.
Yeah. Kyler Gordon. I don't think that's touched the ground, dude. Oh, maybe at the end. I think he had it the first time. Oh. Wow.
See, this is where I need the volume. Like, what are they saying right now?
Collinsworth is saying that he thinks it's the second time when the ball rolled on the ground. It did look good in real time, but it's not. Oh, they
John, you can raise your volume. I'll tell you if it's too loud.
Yeah.
If we get feedback, just give it like a 1-2 and
give it a couple ticks.
But I got my headphones on anyways. How's that? Can you guys hear?
You're good.
You're good right now. You're good right now. You can go one more if you're cheeky.
Yeah, if you really want. It's a second challenge. Chicago's going to lose. I mean, they're not going to overturn this.
This would be a tough. This would be a hard ruling on the field stance.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I don't think they can overturn that. I think if they just let this play go,
if they overturn this, is it 6 or is it just Chicago ball?
It's Chicago ball at the where he intercepted the pass, but it's not going to get overturned. It's a waste of a challenge.
DeAndre Carter live if it's overturned.
Yeah,
very very live because I don't know if they're ever going to get to the red zone again. Chicago, the way they're playing.
Chicago coaching using their one time. Completely agree with John. Right now, Eberflus is on the sideline saying one time, and he's wondering if he gets it back if it loses.
Yeah, does he get it back? You guys are hilarious.
Johnny, were you in on that debate? Did you hear about that debate?
Based on the betting market, I believe they believe that it's ruling on the field confirmed or stands.
There's no way that this can be overturned. It's a 0% chance they will overturn it.
This is just a commercial break right now.
Maybe they already announced it at the stadium. It's very possible they already announced it. Honestly,
probably. But I need Johnny's opinion on the one time. Is it a no sweat token if you lose the one time?
Honestly, man, I've used the one time 1,000 times. And I've never once got it. So I really hope
it's a no sweat token. It's the equivalent of a no sweat token.
I hope it's a no sweat. It's a no sweat boost token that you get back. I've never cashed a one time.
Oh man.
So yeah, no, it is what it is. I don't even use them anymore. I've gone. It's no good.
You're all out.
The best thing to use a one time on is like something ridiculous though. You know how as bettors, like you start to determine what you need and you're like, okay, so basically I need them to like house this kickoff, then onside kick, recovery, touchdown, go for 2, and then we beat him in overtime. You know, it's like that. Like those are the ones I just want to hit a one time.
You convince yourself of every outcome like possible, basically. There's a million things that have to work in your favor.
Yeah, you need like 2 scores, don't even have ball, and then they other team throws a pick, and you're like, not dead. It's not dead, but it's dead. You know it's dead.
Yeah. There is a Bears plus 420 out there right now.
The SGP I was about to say about Daniels that someone just commented is basically you can get solid correlation on you can get solid correlation on different things if you just shop it around. A good one I think would be for a quarterback to get injured and the team to still score like multiple touchdowns. So basically, if you hit Jaden Daniels, the way he runs, just like, you know, sad to say, but just a matter of time until he gets put into the Tua tent there or something like that, whatever you want to call it. He's gonna get something. Like, it's tough. Like, he almost got injured today. He got sat down bad on like a rib shot. He ended up missing one play, came back in, but it's just a matter of time until he gets like a bad headshot or something, because he's running wildly, doesn't know how to slide yet, unless he learns, which I hope he does. But if he gets injured, it's like someone else is going to come in. You don't really put that backup into the parlay. You just put Jaden Daniels, all the alt unders, like no 0 touchdown passes, anything like that. And then you take a couple Commanders receivers to get touchdowns. So the example would be, you know, even like random guys to get 2 random guys to get receiving touchdowns with Daniels under, and will pay pretty big. But you're counting on like Daniels going down, or, you know, he's not really going to get benched. So
you heard it here first from Johnny.
Watch him play one game.
Player injuries. Classic Johnny
I had him.
Move.
No. I had Daniels to score a touchdown last week at plus 280, which you will never get that ever again. You will never get Jaden Daniels anytime touchdown at plus 280 in his career. So what I mean, maybe I'm going too far. This season, you won't get that again at those odds. There's no way. He's running way too much. So yeah, I think it's just a matter of time before he doesn't even need to get a serious injury. He just needs to get like go into the tent for a series or 2, and then you can win the bet. What are we at here?
This game is low key, really sucking the life out of me right now.
I still kind of like the over. I know we haven't got any points. I came in here, I'm talking about the over. Haven't got any points, but like,
is this defensive holding? It was in a weird spot where the flag came in. It's like not where they would throw. Oh, look at that! Pizza Man every now and then gets one right. This quarter has lasted 2.5 hours.
It's honestly true. Like, I'm pretty sure it was the Thursday game or the Monday game. We were out of here by like 11:15.
Yeah. I always pick the third quarter because you don't need it's the shortest one you have to be on. The fourth quarter is always long.
Yeah.
And
who knows what condition Feinberg's going to be in for fourth quarter tonight, man. He's usually soft by third quarter.
You might have to stick around for the fourth, honestly, if Feinberg no shows. Or chat can just get a fourth quarter of just me and Rob, which could be, I mean.
Jeff,
what is the probability that this game lands right on the number? What number?
I guess they're saying 6 pregame.
Like this current number right now? Pretty high.
Yeah.
You got to specify the number, because I don't, you guys all, even on Forward Progress, you guys are always like, yeah, the game closed 6. Like, in NFL is so different that like it's different if it closed like 6 minus 15 or like 6 minus 10 aside is really rare. You're going to shop around multiple sharp books. They're taking big money. Like, you're essentially going to be able to have your pick of the spread within a couple pennies at post, depending on what book you use. So I always like 6 plus 100 is a lot different than 6 like minus 112 to me.
Yeah. This is pain. The Bears offense is pain.
All right. You know what? I think I got to double down on the over here.
We got what?
Just got to wait for this to get posted here.
38.5 minus 115.
38.5 minus 115 over. Good. Lock. Fire.
We gotta. It's got to come back up.
No, it's up right now.
Yeah.
38.5 live over. I'm doubling down. You count this as 2 units for me.
2 unit selection.
No. Like 1 unit on this and 1 unit on the previous over. 43.5 plus 100. And I'm still holding a Houston minus 5.5, which is now above water. Slightly. Ever so slightly.
Oh my God, this team, man.
This hurts.
Montgomery, top tier pig running back. Agree? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what that is.
It's a Jeff saying, calling like there's some certain
it's
fantasy
not
RBs
it's
that are
not
big.
like a pig in the sense that they're fat. It's like
Churned,
like a workhorse type of guy. Hard to really describe. We've never been able to decipher the true meaning of a pig, but he does like to use it.
Yo, Montgomery he's good, but it's all usage. But he runs hard.
Yeah.
He's not bad. Yo, you know what the deal is with these teams, by the way? Like the good teams, and we're watching here. The good teams are just the good teams. That's just how it goes. It takes a long time for a bad team to become a good team, despite the fact they might get all these players and all this. Oh, we got all these draft picks. We now have a new quarterback, whatever. Like the Falcons are probably just still not going to be that great.
Agreed. Stingley 1-on-1 against Moore. Oh, that's a great pick. Played great defense there.
I'm kind of oppo Rob here. I don't want to sell you or anything.
Oh, I don't really care. It doesn't. It's okay. It's not going to affect my life one way or another. Whatever is going to happen, Johnny, is going to happen. It's the way I look at it. That's the way I look at it. You know, the Lions are going to have 7 trips into the red zone. They're going to score 1 TD, and you're going to get bounced from a few survivor pools. That's life.
You had Lions in Survivor?
Yeah, I had 0 Ravens, but I did have some Lions exposure. I also had some Chargers exposure.
That was a good pick. Chargers were the
is Mixon in the game there? Yeah, he is. Mixon's back.
Ogubawale anytime dead
Dead
in the water. Needs to be a receiving now.
Am I wrong? That looked like Mixon in the backfield.
I think it was Mixon. 28.
Yeah,
I believe it was.
Yeah.
I think I saw 28 there.
I noticed that I noticed, Jason, you didn't chime in right away when Caleb threw that pick. Was there any reason that you didn't want to get on air at that point?
That was a terrible throw. Happens.
No, okay.
Happens.
I just wanted to make sure. You're watching still.
I'm surprised you weren't all over Stroud when he got sacked like for the 3rd time. We should have got the ball out quicker.
Well, you know what? Stroud is proven great quarterback. Proven. Okay.
Jeff here?
He'll be here very shortly.
So my officials are the double over and Houston -5.5. I'm gonna give out livers every time I'm on here, man. I got to keep
that's what I was saying about Eric Eager. He's like, you got to tell Johnny his segment is the best segment because he always gives out a bet no matter what. I'm like, okay,
you have to.
Yeah,
you have to. I try to bet him as well.
We're recording tomorrow. So Big Circle's off coming out on Thursday, people.
Fellows, let's get a Houston cover -6 in OT. We'll get the -5.5 in OT here. I think I'm gonna official prediction. All right. Cheers, everybody. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
All right. Johnny from BetStamp, everyone. Coming live from somewhere, actually. I don't even know where he was. This is the big brick background.
From Clive's basement, maybe?
Clive's basement.
Or wherever he records from, usually.
I think he was maybe a floor below where we usually record from, if I had to guess. Seemed that way. Yeah. Could be right, could be wrong.
Let's get in the chat and see if Jeff's mic is on. One in the chat if you think Jeff's mic will be on, or 2 in the chat if you think he'll be off.
Also, I mean, we should do a 1 if 3 if Jeff doesn't show up.
Shows up, yeah.
3 is no show.
Oh man.
Options. 1 is mic on, 2 is no mic on, 3 no show. And I can say he's not backstage right now.
He's not.
Which is very unusual. He usually jumps in like a little bit before his time.
Yep. Sets up with his little pill bottle that he uses to focus.
Yep. But he always focuses the camera, but he forgets the mic.
He saw my message like for the link, so he's at least aware. Like at least he.
I actually think fourth quarter today is a good time for him because it gives him a little bit to sober up off the Chargers victory. For sure.
2-0. 2-0. What a I mean, Oh my god. Oh no.
That would really scar me.
Oh my
that
god.
would really
yeah,
scar me. I've known Jeff for so long, it would really upset me. You want to hear that from your friends.
Oh man. Oh man.
Big down.
All right,
here.
he's not here, so I don't know. This game sucked the life out of me. I think
Where
we
do-
said that earlier.
Where do you stand on the Deontay versus Diggs?
Deontay
conversation?
Johnson's better than people act as if Diggs is the same player he was.
I'm with you.
I want to say the beginning of last year. The last 8 games that Diggs played, he was horrible. Maybe it was the 6 games for Buffalo. He was terrible. He had no juice. He looked so bad. Oh my god. I'm a Deontay Johnson guy. Deontay Johnson's best quarterback has been like basically a corpse of Ben Roethlisberger. Like never really had a good quarterback. And when with Ben Roethlisberger, he was able to be like somewhat productive. But like Mason Rudolph, like Kenny Pickett, just Bryce Young, bad.
I'm going to cut you off. You were good for a while there. I just wanted a simple answer to the question. You went on for too long. Can't handle that. Moment of truth, people. Moment of truth. You got those bets in. Jeff Feinberg's in. What's going on, Jeff?
Cold, Rob. Cold.
Oh,
like I'm rocking my dog a frozen blanket down here, you know.
That's all right.
Cold.
Your lighting is not on.
Yeah,
it's okay. I'm not saying to turn it off.
For a little later. I actually, right before we started, I gave it like an extra like thumb, twist of the knob to the less bright. Long day. I'm so skeezed I can't find my skis,
Yeah. Yep, I totally get it. How you feeling, man? You sound like it's dark. I can't really see Jeff after dark. It sounds like you could be a little sauced, but maybe you've recovered. I mean, listen, I always ask you about the Chargers when they come in, but it's got to feel good. I know it's only the Panthers, but it's got to feel good to be 2-0.
Yeah, it just feels good, to point of attack defense, like first contact. They just make tackles. I know the Panthers suck, but that was nice. And they run the ball. They're just a completely different team.
Yeah.
And you could argue they're less talented, but they're so different. Like it used to be fun and sadness. We'd spread it out. We'd chuck it, have a good time, lose the game, do something stupid. Now it's just like ball, we're just like putting our hands in the dirt.
Yep.
We're going to play ball. But the game means nothing. The win means nothing other than if the season's going well enough, we're there in that playoff picture graphic that, pops up at the start of December. Then this is where today matters. But I don't know what you take from it, Rob. Blowing out a team you're supposed to blow out, that's a good thing because the Chargers don't normally do that. But this Panthers team's a level of bad. Whew, Rob, I don't know. I've seen anything like it.
I hear you, man. I think maybe your Chargers win today cost Eric Eager his job. Probably. How do you feel about
Eric's
that?
Got nothing to do with this. Eric's gonna help be the solution. He's far from the problem. The problem was there before Eric. But that's a level of quarterback. Just trying to run in my head. They'd be better off with Tyson Bagent. I'm literally just thinking of a jabroni who's out there who the Chargers have played in the last couple. Jason,
we're not bringing up that comparison. We're not bringing.
No, we can't bring up that comparison. We can't bring up that comparison.
It felt like I felt like just an utter since from the third play of the game on, it was Nathan Peterman. Is that okay? It's that
better.
level.
So can't do Tyson Bagent. That's all. That comparison's been drawn, and it was. We had to erase that from stricken it from the records.
No, but I just mean what they're getting, they could get from undrafted guy. That's, I guess. I'm sorry if I picked the wrong hat.
I get
the hat is so bad. You feel bad. You feel bad.
I'll ask a follow up here. Don't worry, but you don't have to feel bad. You don't have to feel bad.
No, I like Panther fans.
Oh, got it. Quentin Johnston, 2 TDs today. Still the receiving core. Yet you got, Lad McConkey, Josh Paul. It's not the best in the league.
No.
If you could pick one,
I'll get to that in a second because I got an opinion.
If you could pick one of the two, okay, that's okay.
Because I want to, one of the two. What?
One of Deontay Johnson or Stephon Diggs for the Chargers right now.
Oh, Deontay Johnson. Because if he gets open, Herbert fucking hits it. He's got the cannon to hit a window. So he could actually take advantage of what makes Johnson good. I watched a bit of Johnny. What would he want to bet? He said Johnson will never have a 2-touchdown game. He absolutely will. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I'd rather Johnson's just been some weird spots. I get it. Like he's far from a perfect player, but I don't think he's as bad as Johnny's making him.
This chat almost lynched me over this commentary. People thought I was crazy. People Diggs was a very good receiver for a long time.
Jason said it because this was the
level.
Conversation when he was traded. Like, just look at the game logs from last year. I mean, he's in a great situation now. He can be a compliment in a great offense, but I don't know. I don't care to argue about the player versus player, but Johnny is wrong on Deontay Johnson, who actually I think has a bit of a ceiling. I
agree.
Just to throw this out there, Johnny also is referencing touchdowns as if that's not what Deontay Johnson does. He's not the guy who's gonna find the spot in the end zone perfectly or get a jump ball guy. He's just a reliable separator, but he's kind of, oh my god, just a reliable separator. Swift.
I'm a little behind. I just want to point out this game is kind of important for me. It would give me a nice money line parlay. I've lost some money today.
You're
this
rooting
would be
for
a nice
Houston.
one. And Houston I ended up using in Circa.
Oh yeah,
as my team. So
in the Survivor.
Yeah, Houston ended up being my survivor. I lost the team on the Bengals last week, so this would be it. So
come on, Caleb. Sorry, Jeff. I'm cheering against you. It's okay.
No,
Caleb just threw a pick down the field, so that's Jason's boy right there.
I'm not anti-Caleb, but I'm old. I'm like Rob. We're so old where I want to see the kids get humbled.
Yeah,
I
understand that point of view.
Anymore. I don't know if that makes any sense. I feel like when I was 20, I'd cheer for the rookies to come in and be the coolest guys on the field. Now that I'm 40, I want them to eat it. Now it's unfortunate because it's led. I mean, I got nothing to do with it, but the rookies the last 3 years since the Burrow, Herbert, Tua, Hurts, Love, it's just been no one has come to play good ball. And we thought we're on the precipice of finally having some depth in the league, and last 3 draft classes have kind of just said, nope, sorry guys, no quarterback depth. But yeah, I cheer for rookies to I don't know, I cheer for them to eat it. I mean it.
I'm just looking at, so the Bears play the Colts next week. I was just quickly looking at this because it's going to be AR-15, who was god awful today on against Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I'd almost just bet the coach, but
yeah. Although Steichen didn't look he looked pretty outclassed today against LaFleur. Pretty outclassed. It's tough.
Yeah. I mean, early there were a lot of hard anti Malik stuff, and he's shit. But that's just one roster and one coach.
Yeah,
different, right? That's just sort of what today showed.
What's up, Jason? You popped up
because no mention of CJ Stroud getting sacked, but
I mean, you notice
his offensive line's issue.
Well, you notice he didn't turn the ball over.
That's okay. Josh Allen turns the ball. Those are punts. Josh Allen turns the ball over too.
We're not going to have that. We're not going to do this now. We're not going to do a CJ Stroud, Caleb
I
Williams.
thought I had my
comparison.
Trojans jersey around here. No.
Oh, it's good.
Jeff
You're talking
just made
about
me
it.
so happy.
Yeah, of course. Southern Cal, Junior Seau. I've been
Yeah.
to camp. I saw Aaron Rodgers play Carson Palmer in fucking college. USC Cal.
Mm.
I was in the student section. Man, that was a day. I wasn't a student, but a friend of mine was. Then I saw the Chargers play the next day. They beat the shit out of the Jags. What a great weekend. Yeah.
Sounds like a great time.
You see the Lord McD here says that he has a hard time seeing Caleb Williams being a successful NFC North quarterback. Doesn't have the grit like Rodgers, Favre, Cousins,
We're throwing
etc.
Cousins in there.
Cousins is like the
in there?
least. Well, here's the thing.
What?
I will say, after watching quarterbacks, I got a completely different perspective on Cousins than when I watched
He's
him
a
play.
dork.
Well, no, but like his body goes through a lot. Like he puts it out on the line. Let's put it that way. But I will say he does not present himself as like a gritty quarterback.
They're all way tougher than like you want to give them credit
Absolutely,
for.
100%.
Like I don't want to be like a dud here, but like Justin Herbert, is a tough fucking guy. Plays
Planter
through a
fit-
lot of shit.
Yo,
That
Planter's
year
no
he
joke.
played with that rib cartilage.
Yep.
That's as painful as it gets. You
Yeah.
got to drag him off the field, or something as simple as a broken finger.
Well, I mean,
But,
listen, I would play with some rib cartilage issues as well if I was getting paid $40 million plus.
Yeah, of course.
Makes it a little bit easier to get out there on a Sunday. Not discrediting the fact you got to
any
be
of
like,
them. They're just, but
courageous.
I think they're all pretty tough.
Mm. Mm.
Even
I don't know
I don't know. Even I mean, who had the reputation of like not being tough? I guess Jay Cutler.
Cutler for sure. Better chains look Cousins or Joey too.
Oh, yeah. And then, oh my
that's actually a
god,
tough
this
one.
league, you could make an SNL skit of I don't know how to put this. Like, it's so dangerous to have those old men on the sidelines. That third quarter was so goddamn long, Rob. There was like 9 punts. A goddamn old man got taken out. Oh, that was excruciating.
I forgot about that. It's tough. Imagine hosting these for pregame, 4 quarters.
You don't think there's young guys that want to do that job?
my job?
Like it's a volunteer, low-paying gig.
Well,
work the
Jason would
sticks?
for sure.
You don't think
We're talking the chain gangs, Rob.
Oh.
What's going on here?
Yeah,
What the
well,
heck? Those are
like, I mean,
You
why
knew
do
what we
they
were
have
talking
to?
about.
You don't think you could recruit some like good guys from the? I don't know. Just I'm not here for that. Like old people, the old person ball boy. I'm not here for that. I'm not
seems
here
like you've
for
really
it.
given this a lot of thought, more than
Not a lot of thought. Yeah, you see the guy get taken out,
No, I already know what happened.
and then no offense,
It happened
Rob,
2 times today. It happened in another game. I saw the chain guy get hurt in another game.
Jeff, I'm going to reveal to everyone why you're actually anti this, and it's not because of their age, because you applied and they told you no.
Nope.
You
But
you
I,
applied for the Chargers to be the Chargers home field chain gang, and they told you no, and you were so pissed. You're like, you know what?
Jason is joking, but I actually could see this being real.
Nah.
Jeff, I could see you applying to be the Chargers chain gang. No, come on.
If I was
is it
going
Char-
to be in LA for the game, I would just have like a great situation. I wouldn't be working. You know what? You got to pay I don't want to be working. I don't
You
wanna
think
be
you will
working.
take your nephew, Chargers fan, to a game at some point or another?
Yeah, of
Not
course.
not like you
Bills
fucking
game?
bailed on him last year.
I don't give a shit. Easton Stick.
Yeah, he
Who's
could have
it?
seen a fine young
Give-
quarterback in
Give
Easton.
fucking Smith.
But
Not
We're-
a chance in hell. Rob, he knows when it's time to go. I crawl on glass. When it's
Yeah.
not time to go, not a chance.
Mhm.
what, wasn't he also a Bills fan too? And they were playing the Bills.
He's like 9 years old. He's got a bunch of things. He likes.
He
Burrow.
cheers
He
for
likes
2
Allen.
teams, Bills and Chargers. They were playing each other, and you refused to bring him to the game because
Did
it
you
was
say
Easton.
refuse. Like, Rob, like, I know you're just trying to stir the pot, but let me just make some fair and balanced points for the audience. 1, I am not his fucking parent. 2, Los Angeles to San Diego. No one leaves San Diego to go to fucking Los Angeles for any reason. Okay? Certainly not Gift Smith, Easton Stick, to sit in that airport terminal of a goddamn stadium that, like, great, it can host everything. It's lifeless. Like, it's just, you think you're in like a fancy airport in like Singapore. That's what SoFi is. Okay? I'm not going there. I'm not going there.
The Chargers did. The Chargers did. Unrelated to you screwing your nephew over on the day that he wanted to see a game. I think, like, at some point soon, if not already, I got to put the Bears off. I got to lump the Bears offense in. Like, it's probably a tier above Bo Nix and the Broncos and Bryce Young and the Panthers. And I'm not just saying this to rile you up, Jason.
No,
this offense absolutely stinks.
Everyone is to blame. Everyone is to blame. Caleb has not played well. Their offensive line is like, people were worried about them being bad. They literally look like the worst offensive line. And it's not because Caleb is holding onto the ball. Like, he's barely getting 2 seconds in the pocket before he has to scramble. That's average. That's average. No, time in pocket before pressure.
You still got the, like, part of him that just can't wait to scramble.
Right? Yeah, for sure.
That's got like no interest in just making the play.
He's listen, in college he showed the ability to be able to step up in the pocket and make a good throw. So it's not like he can't do that. But
of course.
Anyways,
the arm talent. He's got the arm talent.
Yeah,
and he can make those like insane sideways,
crazy throws. But we haven't seen anything like that. Listen, the OC is also a massive cuck as well, like
big time.
But I was like, not a chance in hell. Not for one moment this late summer preseason was I buying any of this Bo Nix bullshit. Not for 1 second. Not for 1 second. Oh my God. Oh, I can't wait to play the Broncos.
I mean, you just got to hope that it's not Jared Stidham by the time you get around to them on the schedule. Like, what week do the Chargers play them? Because Stidham season could be a problem.
I don't know the schedule. I know it's.
I'm checking right now. Chargers play at Denver week 6.
Bye week. That's what I know
week
right
6.
Now.
Week 6.
Oh, out of a bye? Oh, who do they play in week 5? Just,
Yeah. Who does Denver play in week 5? They play it's the Raiders. They play the Raiders in week 5.
What a great win for the Raiders today.
Oh, yeah.
I know you were on the
Raiders.
Raiders.
That brought up tears to your eyes to see the Raiders win a big game on the road.
I was impressed. It made me I don't know. They certainly didn't break like the passes Minshew completed in the second half today, Robert. Holy shit.
I know.
Oh my God.
He gets into like he couldn't do. I think at one point I was looking at Minshew. I'm pretty sure he had 64 yards on 18 attempts.
Who's like, I should have a name. I should already know a name because Mayo's like, Mayo would have an analogy for me in a second. Like, who's the worst golfer that has like that has like a 61 in them? Like at any moment. He's like a Jonas Blixt. I swear to God. That's going back.
Blix doesn't have a 61 in him.
No, not anymore. But like back in the day, the guy would just like have a 9 under, first round leader. Yeah. I don't know. The guy, what a freaking, what a second half. It was like Stafford-esque from last week. I like that kind of, I guess, packing that brick shit.
Keith Mitchell. Keith Mitchell's a good one.
I guess maybe.
Keith Mitchell can go low. Don't rag on Keith Mitchell, my friend.
No, Killer Keith. Sure. I'm not a guy, but people are all about him.
Houston's just got to end this game, man.
Yeah, they've let this thing
There we
linger.
go. Schultz. Yeah, this is classic Texans football. They've let them hang around for too long. Shouldn't even be remotely close.
I think that might
The
have
Bears
been
have
Schultz's first
2.6
catch.
yards per play. That was second catch for Dalton Schultz.
Second catch from Dalton. The Chargers are staying out east all week. Why is he slurring? I don't know.
You want to answer the question, Jeff?
I was gonna ask that.
I mean, I ran out of Coors Light. I had some ice cream, and then I hit some Twisted Teas, and then I don't.
Oh man, you know the one
Too
the
late
one,
in the night for Twisted. Like that's a hard sugar hit late at night. I didn't want to do it, but I was out of beer.
Tell me these guys fumbled. Tell me that they fumbled.
Worse, the Bears are back. Rob, the Bears are back.
Is that ball out?
The Bears are celebrating like it is.
Oh god damn!
I mean,
it
it seems very clear that the Bears have it to me, based off
Yeah.
of everyone jumping up and pointing that they have it. But who knows?
What did you need 300 yards from Stroud?
It's done. It's done. I also would need the Bears money line. I don't want to root against you, Jeff.
Shout out to George. He got his Caleb in reception. Best bet. I don't know if he makes bets anymore, but
What did he have?
oh, Rob, man, you see,
So, Jeff, what did he have? What did George have?
he was all
GRP?
about a Caleb throwing a pick. I think it was minus
Oh.
130 or something.
I don't think you said interception there. I heard something very different.
Oh, shit.
What I heard was not a word. It was just like a mismatch of stuff that ended with "ception."
Inception.
No, it
Great
wasn't.
movie.
I don't know. Maybe the chat knows. Maybe the chat caught it. Someone can rewind on YouTube, of course.
Yeah,
I
whatever. No one cares enough.
No one
feel like
cares.
if people watch this at
people definitely
1.25
care enough.
speed.
Rob, you Settlers of Catan guy?
Not anymore.
No.
It's too basic. Once. I don't want to sound like.
Let's hear it. No, let's hear it. Let's hear it. It's too simple.
Yeah, I played it for a long time, many times, and I'm just kind of sick of it because there's not enough deviation in strategy
That's fair.
anymore.
I'll give you that. Have you played the expansions at all?
Yeah. Also, I don't love games like that because in my friend group, there's always like one person who doesn't know how to play, and they just trade resources like in
And
really
they kill
stupid manner, and they just ruin the game. Yeah. I don't like that.
Jeff, what makes you ask that question?
Well, the Chargers are staying in Carolina all week for their game in Pittsburgh, and they're talking about packing some board games.
I
Oh,
love it.
sounds good. I mean, I have the full, people don't see the full
Yeah,
amount.
you used to have it in your background.
I still do.
There it is.
But
yeah.
it goes all the way to the ground. There's more around here. There's a bunch up
Game
there.
night, Pizzolas.
You know,
You probably have to be of a certain skill to get like invited over. So like, sorry, Jason.
no, you don't. You don't honestly
I'm
because
not
we play
fishing
different
for
games.
it.
I played a little Wingspan last night. Wingspan?
What's that? Flight simulator? What is that?
No, it's a board game. It actually has to do with birds.
Oh, nice.
It's really good. Wingspan is a banger of a game.
Rob, you got to fill me in here. Someone in the chat saying you were ranked stupidly high in like a board game or something.
Yeah, so Space Base was one that I got up to like third, I want to say, on Board Game Arena for a little bit.
Like during COVID or like way before that?
Space Base would have been, I don't know, like 4 or 5. Yeah, around COVID time. There's a few games strategy games that I'm pretty solid at. Like Catan is what I would call like a beginner to medium strategy game where there's a lot of luck mixed in, but you should still be able to overcome the luck over a long period of time.
But
if
it's
you're a
like
good
the
player.
very popularized, like
Yeah.
mainstream strategy game.
Oh,
Right?
it's a great game. Like the mechanics are great. It's really good. I'm just personally sick of it and done with it. Somebody went back, Jeff, and watched, by the way. The captions were on and it said inaudible.
Yes. Sorry. Oh, Rob, Cam picked Carolina as his goal pick. He's gonna blame you guys, maybe.
No, he's not. He is not. He is not like this. Risk is behind me right over here. And fundamental problem with Risk is the game takes way too long. It's way better to play Risk online than it is in real life, but it is pretty solid. And there's a lot of variations of Risk that are really good. I'll do like a board game stream at some point or another. There's actually some really good. If you're a bettor, everyone in here is a bettor, I assume. That's watching. Let me just watch Caleb do something here. Wow, that's a big pickup. All right.
Good for him.
Big play for him there. If you're a bettor,
one timeout. They've already burned out 2 of their timeouts.
There's a game called Camel Up, and there's a game called Ready, Set, Bet. Those are perfect games if you're into betting. That's all I'll say. If you ever want to look them up, they're pretty fun. Camel Up, Ready, Set, Bet.
Next week, there's 2 Monday nighters.
There are 2 Monday nighters. I don't know. We didn't really plan all that far ahead because we were probably going to we're probably going to do the Monday Night Football stream next week from our new studio. If it's ready in time, fingers crossed. Be a 2-gamer. Wow, Caleb just overthrew him by 3 days over there.
The body language of this entire team is disgusting. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
DJ Moore, you're sorry. You're the rookie quarterback in his second game overthrew you. Oh, like
weren't you?
Weren't you a pro?
Weren't you a guy who ripped Sharp Clark for talking about body language, and now all of a sudden you're here talking about body language? You fucking hypocrite, man!
I never ripped anyone for body language.
No,
I'm just
you're
saying.
a hypocrite.
Clark shave his beard yet?
I don't know. I haven't talked to him in a while. Have you seen Sharp Clark? I haven't seen him in a while.
Oh, it looked like last I saw him on a video, he looked like a villain in a children's movie.
He had the villainous beard going.
I don't even say that as an insult.
No, not Komet. Hitman. Okay, we're in between our numbers. Stay tight. No more Komet. What about Clue? Guys, I don't play chess anymore. I used to when I was young, and then I just gave up on chess. Do you ever play chess? You look more like a checkers guy, Jeff.
No. I played chess. I had a board, and then I even had one of the ones almost before the internet. It was like an electronic board, where you could play like a computer before playing on the computer.
I listened to everything you said while someone just got absolutely destroyed.
Was it like Radio Shack? Yeah. Jason probably doesn't even know what that is.
I know what Radio Shack is. All right, audio, yeah. the store they sold electronics at.
Yeah, you familiar with Aren't We Naughty? Sure you are.
We went almost the whole stream, 3 hours 27 minutes without a single reference, and you broke that, Rob.
Well, you're never going to live it down. I'll tell you right now.
I'm not.
You will forever be the porn guy, Jason. No one even knows why, but you're forever that guy.
If someone can tell me why, I'd be
a Komet bet.
I just lost it right there. That was a personal bet that I had, but what are you going to do? Yeah, they assume that your parents are watching tonight, Jason. Because he told everyone.
I should have told them. I didn't know.
Parents are sleeping.
Yeah, most likely they're sleeping.
There's no way they're staying up for Texans Bears 19-10 game right now. What am I doing with my life, man? What am I doing with my life?
I need the Bear, no big plays. Just that clock's got to go.
I don't like to laugh at concussion jokes, but this one kind of got me right now. I don't know why. I shouldn't laugh. Oh man. Yeah, Bears are going to go down the field, score. They're going to go move to 2-0 against the spread, and they've never even remotely been in a game.
And they're at the Colts next week.
Are they at? Yes, they're at the Colts.
And that's the Colts. No, the Colts are at home to Houston, right?
The Colts
last week were at
home.
Last
week were at home, yes.
Just trying to think, who hasn't had a there's a few teams that still haven't had the home opener.
Yeah, there's the Jets. which will be
Steelers.
Thursday night. Steelers. Saints. Saints played 2 road games.
No, Carolina was at home for the Saints.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Am I missing anyone else?
I'm sure
Seahawks.
there's someone else.
No, Seahawks were at home to Denver.
Yeah, you know what?
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 Just
Do I
DJ
know
Moore,
what?
hit your hand.
That's a
catch the
roughing the
ball.
passer. What are you talking about? This is the best way Caleb Williams can move the ball, is to get roughed up after the play. He clearly got
he hit
smoked.
his receiver's hands. What
Personal
else
foul,
is the guy
roughing the
supposed to do?
passer. This is where man of the library starts tweeting the script. The script has been written already. Look at this. They want Caleb, their golden boy, to cover a spread.
Well, I mean,
he got absolutely destroyed. It's very
this
clear.
O-line is like horrible.
I think
The center looks like dog shit.
you really got to wonder whether or not they actually like Caleb, and maybe they're doing this on
honestly,
purpose.
Maybe
Maybe they're just letting these guys through on.
Well,
The center-
Jason, did his college teammates like him?
Yes, they loved him. He was
Really? He got all
one
the
of the
attention.
biggest. According to the message boards, he was one of the biggest locker room guys.
I would
the
say
Reddit
that-
message boards. Like,
No,
what
not
do you-
those message boards. No.
I would say that
The official
crying in your
USC
crying in your mom's arms after the game isn't going to win over the locker room. That's just my personal opinion. What do you think?
I feel like that's bait.
Do you not remember that happening?
I feel like that's just the way you said that and framed that is very bait. Because I can go back and forward progress and clip some things of you saying how stupid people were for saying that.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to rally you up, obviously.
There we go.
Yeah. It's a long time you've been on the camera now, huh? Long time. Oh my. Caleb thinks he's Jimmy Clausen right now. I forgot Jimmy Clausen exists. What a comp. Jimmy Clausen, Notre Dame, right? Jimmy Clausen? Oh, oof. Oof. Big oof.
Yeah, Carolina Panthers, 2nd round, Jimmy Claus.
Who was that got the carry? Was that Travis Homer? What is going on here?
That
This is a bad team. Bad team.
Why do they sign DeAndre Swift to keep Khalil Herbert?
This would be a good. People will want this coaching
DJ Moore's
job.
done.
Oh, DJ Moore? No, he's just done with Caleb.
Ben Johnson is going to go ham with this team next year. I'll tell you that for free.
Oh,
Field goal
is that what
unit.
is that what the boards are saying? No, that's a good. That's like a fun dot. I could see why like that. People would.
After he's going to watch 1 year of Caleb Williams, you think he's going to want this job? I mean, never mind. He's going to watch 1 more year of Jared Goff, and he's going to want this job very quickly.
Oh man,
This is big for spread implications on the game. Very big. 54-yarder.
got it. Jeff, is DeAndre Swift a pig farmer or pig whatever the no?
Pig
Hard to
farm.
tell.
I don't know. I forget what it was called.
Is he pig? No.
No,
He's
but
not
like
swine. DeAndre
Derrick
Swift
Henry,
is swine.
Derrick Henry might have entered pig.
He's
zone.
under pig territory.
Maybe
20 yards in.
You say it's not
touches,
about big
20
guys
yards.
though, but all the guys you name that you call pigs are big guys.
No, like you can't. But if you're big and you lose your ability to shed a tackle, then you're the lowest hanging fruit to enter the farm.
Mm. Are there levels of pig?
I wonder if you,
You call-
two picked that up on the transcript.
Do you call a guy like a boar or a porker or a swine?
Maybe. No.
Hog? Hog's a type of pig.
Yeah, hog can be a compliment. I don't know. Now we're overthinking it. I don't even care about fantasy football that much.
How are the Bears covering this game? I truly need to know. Someone, this is peak Texans. The Bears have 3 yards per play right now. They've run 61 offensive plays.
Yeah, and they're
3
gonna
yards per play.
Rob, they're 100% gonna enter the red zone down 6 with like a minute or like 40 seconds left. I'm like, oh my god.
I don't want to get into this again, but I do need to ask, like, just so that I can get further clarity on this going forwards. Eddie Lacy, the ultimate pig? Eddie Lacy pig. Got it. All right, I'm getting closer to the definition. Montgomery, is Montgomery a top tier pig? or is Matt misguided?
No, Montgomery's all right.
He's all right. He's not a
there
pig.
yet.
He's not
No.
a pig yet.
No,
Wow.
I don't know.
I gotta tell you,
Whenever-
I'm even lost more than I was going into this
Me
conversation.
too. I don't know.
Do you
I
even
don't
know what a
know
pig
anymore.
is anymore by your own definition?
I told you I don't even play. I don't even care much for fantasy. It was more like a fantasy term. Like if you're 10 good running backs, you're 8 good running backs, and everyone else is a dime a dozen fucking on the pig farm.
Okay. Ogumbawali, no yards. Thanks for coming out.
You think we got a Tank Dell shot here? Or?
I would be seriously concerned about the Bears winning this game.
What do you mean?
I would be very concerned if I had
Right.
anything related to Houston winning this game.
Is that?
I've watched the NFL all my life.
Yeah, I agree. I just told you they're going to be in the red zone with like 40
wait, hold on.
seconds left. Did they just use their timeout? No.
Todd Gurley isn't big, but the biggest pig ever.
Yeah. He found it quick. I'm a little nervous. I'm scratching myself with a golf tee.
That's it.
Yeah,
You know what's really nice? Because golf tees are a little bit sharp,
you're right. It was sharp.
but guitar picks, they work
Oh.
really nicely for a nice scratch. These ones are super sharp though, because these are for the technical metal right here. What else do I got? You know how many different types of picks I have? It's actually really sad for as
This
bad
is-
of a player.
There's no way I'm getting this first down. Fuck. I'm going to have to sweat this. They still got that timeout.
Yeah.
And we'll probably let them keep it because we're going to throw.
Jeff, this right here, piece of memorabilia. This
Oh,
is the ball I lost to you with.
Oh, I got my ball somewhere.
This one I lost to you. This one I lost to Rufus. I actually don't know that. These are both Chromax 2s. I know I lost at the 2s, but I beat Rufus with a different one, and we framed that in the studio.
The only ball I have near me is some Tommy Fleetwood balls that I got from the Canadian Open. I have that.
Oh, that looks like
that's a flag.
that's a penalty,
on,
right?
on Sweat. Yeah, not on Sweat, but like committed towards Sweat because he looked like he got his helmet ripped off.
It did look like that, did it not? Or the illegal use of hands? Titus Howard?
Yep.
Yep.
Now we're really in Bears got a shot territory.
Now you're really in Bears. Got a
Okay.
shot there.
This might be crazy, but do you just throw Tyson Bagent in for the last? Like let's say you like.
Are you trying to make
you
a
as
joke right now? You
No,
were on a
like-
good run tonight. You were on a really good run. and
you
then
as a better
totally-
right now.
Totally just blew it.
No, you,
I would
you as
just
a better
run-
right now.
would
what
you
do
You
run
got a
here
rookie. It's a number one pick. You're not going to pull him for Tyson Bagent.
Would
Rob,
you
you
run to
just-
just make them burn their last time out?
Yes. At this
Yeah.
point, at 3rd and 17, I would.
I would too.
Or I'd run like a quick wide receiver screen, a high percentage pass. Oh man, they read that and almost that could have been picked.
Deontay Johnson
That's-
would have squeaked that for way more yards.
Well, like if Diggs earned a solid 4 yard. What's Diggs at tonight? By the way, 4 catches, 37. Classic new age Diggs right there.
What did Deontay have today? 1 catch?
Well, I mean,
We're not going to bring that up.
we're not gonna go there. We're not gonna go there. Deontay's 3 for 50, 6 targets. If Caleb does this, Jason will be insufferable.
Can you
And not-
imagine if the Bears are 2-0?
Oh, I can
Listen.
imagine it.
Has there been like a worse? Okay, they're not 2-0 yet, but like just think about bad 2-0 teams. Like, has there ever been anyone in the Bears situation where they look this bad but have somehow squeaked out 2
Yeah,
wins?
for sure, I'm sure there.
Must have
Like,
happened for sure.
No, but just in memory. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't remember every 2-0 team.
All right.
Like, what do you think this is, dude? What do you think this is? By the
Just
way,
asking questions.
you've been called washed by the chat. Come on.
I
dude.
think that means I hit I feel like my internal clock is going off. I hit my timer's over. So
I just want I want something like a pick six. I just want like a little bit more excitement in the game because I can't win. Even if the Bears go down the field and win, I can't win this SGP because Stroud's going to finish 260. We got Joe Mixon under.
So pathetic in this second half.
This is the most classic D'Amico Ryans.
That clock's just got to keep ticking.
Yeah. Oh man.
This is just so bad. This is so bad.
that was a
You're,
throw.
you're a little ahead of me, so just give me some better.
Did you saw the gain to midfield?
Yeah.
You got the Romo Dunze catch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What happened after that?
We're watching now. I
happening
love
right now.
having to give you a live. I don't want to do this to you, Jeff. I don't want to be the guy that's going to be the one that Gerald Everett dropped the ball.
This guy is terrible, by the way. Gerald Everett has been atrocious.
Yeah, he is a true. He's a tight end pig.
Tight end pig.
Pig.
Like not even a fantasy pig. Though, like
He's a
real
wild boar, is what I would say.
So it's 2nd and 10. Chicago 45, 46, 47.
It is at the 47-yard line, 2nd and 10. Will you like struggle to sleep tonight if you lose your survivor pool?
No.
Oh, Daniil Hunter, free rush, dead. I'm actually surprised they didn't call a roughing there because of the way that he tackled him. I'm actually truly
Are
surprised
they
they
even
didn't.
talking about it? Or the
No,
clock's
no,
just
there's
ticking?
no flag. Clock's ticking. Because he landed full body force right on top of him. He destroyed him there.
And he's already at the line. He's got to call the next one.
3rd and 18. Plays going off with 40 seconds left. Big blitz coming. And he picked up 1 yard running the ball.
Oh, clock's moving.
And he looks like he's hurt. Looks
And
like
the
yellow
clock's-
rims.
And the clock's moving.
Flag. Lots going on here, Jeff. Lots.
Roughing like a late hit.
No. He ran for 1 yard, so it was past the line of scrimmage. I
But
think
the
the penalty, I think the flag was thrown before the play. So it's either like offside or illegal formation or
Well, that'd be the
illegal
dumbest.
formation. Decline. 4th and 17 coming up.
If the clock's moving, is that not a 10-second runoff? At least, Rob.
I think they just whistle the play in, right? Like as soon as they
No.
blow it in, it's
If they decline the penalty, isn't that a 10-second runoff?
I don't think so. Okay, clock. It ticked 1 second for some reason, or I don't know what's going on right now. I think it's supposed to be a runoff.
Yeah, because they'd be trying to run.
Oh no!
the play.
If they accept the penalty, I think.
But they
it would be a
declined the
runoff.
penalty.
Yeah, I don't even fucking know anymore, man.
So it's 4th and 17, though, right?
It's 4th and 17. Snap, deep throw. Nowhere near Romo Dunze. Nowhere remotely close.
Game's
That's
so-
going to do it for you, Jeff.
Crazy.
This
That's
guy, he's gonna be good. I'm sure he'll be fine. I'm sure he's gonna be really good.
I'm not.
I'm not a
I-
hater. I think he's gonna be good.
Yeah, he'll probably get it right at some point. But after seeing Trevor Lawrence for the last few years as well, I'm not convinced that he will. You know? But it is what it is. Unless they fumble this Neil Phillip Rivers style, this is going to be game over. I had to do it. I'm sorry, but I know you remember that game. I know you do.
Sure.
I know you remember that. Okay, it's a clean Neil. That's going to be it, Jeff. You live to fight another week. Appreciate you joining me later than usual, my friend.
Oh yeah, I'll sleep good.
There you
2-0, tied for
2-0.
first.
Jeff Feinberg, everyone. He's out. Before we drop off, Appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight. If you haven't liked the stream yet, do like the stream. Before you leave, tell me what number in the chat you need to bet the Carolina Panthers this upcoming week. You have to bet it at that number. Drop it in the chat. Carolina at Las Vegas, what number do you need? That's all I want to know. Appreciate everyone who tuned in tonight. We're back here on Forward Progress tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Eric Pauly, Suma, Cleve TA, Judah Fort Gang. They'll be with you breaking down today's games, looking ahead to next week. And of course, I'm back Wednesday for Best Bets right here on the channel. Make sure you are subbed. For our guests tonight, Johnny from BetStamp, Jeff Feinberg, and Clive Bixby, my producer, Jason Cooper, giving himself a lot of airtime tonight. Have noticed that, Jason, behind the scenes there. And for our sponsors, Fanduel. This has been another Forward Progress Sunday Night Football watch along. Everyone enjoy the rest of your night. I'll catch you later this week. Peace out.